Picture. Still waiting on confirmation that it is alive. Still don't see anything. There we go. I don't know why that took so long. All right. How is everybody's Saturday so far? What's up, JC? What's your projects on how the Penguin show is set up the Batman 2? Do you mean predictions or projections? I mean, right now, other than just showing a little bit of how the world is kind of set up at the moment, it's not really, I can't see how it's set up much of anything at this point. We're not even halfway through the show yet, so that is impossible to answer right now. What's up, JC? What's up, Scruffy boy? How are you? Slow. No, you. What's up, Christian? How are you? What's up, Violet? How are you doing? We got Rogue Phoenix in here. If you're enjoying your weekend, was happy to say happy Thanksgiving, but that's only for Canada right now. Yeah, no, ours is next month. We've still got over a month before ours comes around, but yeah, no, it is that time for you all at this point. So yeah, hope you all are having a good holiday yourselves before you get into anything too crazy. What's up, your boy Just? Have I heard of Married to the Real? They're really cool reactors, and happy Saturday. I have. I'm subscribed to them. I've talked to them before. I've done a couple of little shindigs and collabs with them at a point or two. Yeah, I know them a lot. I know them pretty well. Like, especially like back in the Arrowverse days when everything was really popping off, they were one of the few other channels that were covering all the shows like we were. So there was that. Yeah, no, I'm very well aware of Tasha and Trey. I know they just put up their reaction to what was it? Dragon Ball Daima, which I mean, that's brave to tackle, but I'm kind of curious to see where that goes, and like if I don't know. I'm kind of curious if I want to go into it or not. I mean, I want to watch it regardless, just to see what it's about, but I don't know if I'm going to react to it or not. I mean, it's Toei, just like with One Piece, so it's not any more or less dangerous than doing that. So right now, though, I might have to wait until the end of the month, though, before I even like kind of consider that. You know, once things slow down a little bit. Right now, I can't add another show into the mix. What's up, Goblin Zed? How are you? Happy you're watching The Owl House. It's my favorite show. I know we're only 4 episodes deep at the moment, but it is so good so far. What's up, Matthew? Hey, bud, any upcoming projects or events? As far as projects, you mean like shows or things that we plan on covering? I mean, if it's not out yet, you know, upcoming stuff, obviously, we're going to be covering is, you know, Arcane, Squid Game Season 2, stuff like that. Those things are not out yet. We've got a lot of things at the moment that are in progress. You know, we got more Halloween movies we're going to be reacting to each week. So there's that as well. And as far as events, the only thing I've got event-wise going on at the moment is I'll be going to Columbus GalaxyCon in December, so excited. I'm trying to save up a little money for that because it's going to be a little expensive, I'll say, considering the turnout. Because we got the surprise edition of Hayden Christensen, which I met in DC, but I didn't get a chance to go to his table, so I'm going to try to do that this time around. What's up, Loiso? How are you? Loving your Vox Machina Season 3 reactions. Amazing! Regards, and Loiso from South Africa. Hell yeah. Shouts out to South Africa. Dude, this season of Vox Machina is already just so insane. We're just halfway through, and I don't know. It's just so good. It's just so good right now. And then getting that surprise shout out from Matt Mercer last night made my day. Maybe even made my year. We'll have to wait and see. Year's not over yet, but I can't imagine too many other things topping that at this point. What's up, Ginger? How am I and the kitties? They've been extra hyper here this week, but all in all, everybody's doing pretty good, and I'm doing all right. I'm a little tired. I was up until like 6:30 working on my edit for the last Vox Machina episode that I put out, and then I woke up around 11, so I didn't really get a lot of sleep. And then went over to this little anime convention we have going on this weekend just to kind of check out the Artist Alley and see if there's anything cool that they had. It's real small. You know, I did a whole walkthrough of the vendors and the Artist Alley stuff in like about less than an hour. So after that was done, I just got some food and came home and tried to take another nap. And that's where we're at the moment. What's up, Uncanny? How are you? What's up, Aaron? What's up? Looking good there, man. Looking at the shades. Chat isn't showing up on the screen. I caught that. I caught that one. Do you got any tips on writing a horror novel? I need some, please. I'm not the guy to go for writing advice. You know, maybe like, yeah, because I am terrible at getting things out of my head and onto pages, paper into text. I could draw something, I could sketch a little thing here or there, but as far as like getting it out into words, I'm not very good at it. No, the magic of editing allows me to like come off pretty well thought, more than it sounds if it's just unedited a lot of the time. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have too much advice. Any of the writers here in the chat maybe can chime in on this one. I saw your Twitter that you saw Joker Folie à Deux. I was wondering if you saw it and was looking forward to hearing your thoughts. I haven't seen the film yet. I did see it. I just haven't, had any time to actually sit down, or energy for that matter, to do a review for it. The shows, the reactions and stuff like that have been the priority so far, but I did see it, and I think the problem that a lot of people are having with it more than anything is that it's a huge disappointment, I guess, if you're comparing it to the first film. Obviously, the first one just like went above and beyond what a lot of people were expecting. I know a lot of people didn't like it either, but for the most part, it was pretty well received. But yeah, when people, either you didn't know or you ignored the fact that it has been confirmed to have been a musical since it was announced. People don't like musicals, so a lot of people were irritated by that. Then there's the deconstructive notion of it, where he just kind of backpedals from the end of the first movie in a way, which makes sense in the context of the story. But again, another thing that certain people set up themselves for expectations and stuff like that, and it just didn't meet those. And obviously, it's very padded. The pacing's not that good. The performances are great. The sets are great. Some of the set pieces are great. And the themes are really great. I actually like the story it's telling and what it did with the characters, but the execution could have been a lot cleaner. But I think that people are blowing it out of proportions. It's not the worst comic book movie of all time or anything of the sort. I don't know. His word of mouth, though, is killing it, unfortunately. What are we do reaction to the new Transformers 1 movie? Not this month, but maybe at some point. Did kind of go into the day a little bit, but thank you, Little Plays. What's up, Dylenzy? Dylenzy? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how to say that one. I'm assuming Dylenzy. What's up, Adid? How are you? If you don't mind me asking, where do you get your Hellverse merch? Specifically the shirts that were limited time a few years back. At conventions. Most of them because I got like, when I went to Level Up, they have a booth there that for Shark Robot and stuff, and there was a shit ton of designs you can't get on the website, at least not right now and not then either. And while I was there, I got like 11 shirts specifically Helliverse related. Got a couple other things from the Shark Robot stand, like the generic Shark Robot stand as well, but for the most part, that's where I got 95% of my Helliverse shirts, was at that stand. So I guess some designs now, if they were limited to time on the site, are just con exclusives at this point. That's my guess. Trey and Tasha are indeed hilarious. That's for sure. Love them. We don't have Thanksgiving over here in the UK. Makes sense. Makes sense. What's up, the dog? How are you? First time joining. Welcome, Michelle. Love the little cat pic. I don't know if that's just a generic random cat or if that's your cat. If it's your cat, cute cat. Either way, cute cat, all the same. I'm a cat dad myself, so gotta appreciate it. What's up, Idea Maker? I want to say thank you for being an inspiration to me. Since April, I started my reaction channel. Have you been an inspiration while grieving for my grandma who passed away in August? I'm sorry to hear that. I really, really am. At this point, I don't have any surviving grandparents myself, so I've kind of been down that road many a times, and it never really gets easier. And sometimes you may not even realize the impact of it until later, depending on how close you are. Like for me, you know, for some I was closer to more than others, and the impact kind of was a bit of a delayed punch for me, and it's just never easy. Losing anybody close to you is always rough. Like even if you've got a sticky situation between the two of you, there's just part of you just still kind of like feels that void. Feels not that void, not fills that void. But I'm glad that I can be a little bit of a reprieve and that I've kind of helped you find your way towards reactions. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, what are you watching at the moment? I'd love to know. And anybody who's interested, go check out Idea Maker. What was I doing here for a second? Why was I looking at this? I had the wrong window up for a second. Anyway, Jazzy, welcome. How's your precious feline angels? Percy's being a little bit of a dickhead here. Not a dick, let's be real. He's not being a dick, but he is being aggressively anti-curtain this week. Just out of nowhere, for whatever reason, has been really going ham into the bedroom curtains. So much so that, you know, I use blackout sheets anyway, but the actual blinds on the inside, don't use them, but they're still there. He's been trying to get at them, so I ended up just removing them altogether. So we'll see how that works. Twister's reaction, please. Not anytime soon. Definitely not this month. Maybe sometime in the near future, or if it ends up on a poll or something. Right now, I just can't make it happen. Glad to see you getting into Murder Drones. Captions help with not missing small details. Remember that V referred to Uzi as Sen. Did she? When she went absolute solver mode for the next episode. I didn't put that together. But that makes sense, because I've already watched episode 5 at this point. So that, I mean, that kind of makes some sense. In a way, I'm not gonna lie, episode 5 confused me a little bit. Would you do a gaming channel separately? No. All my gaming stuff is still also here. So I have a couple of streams that I've done, playthroughs that I've done on this channel, game reviews that I've done on this channel. Right now, I'm just dividing it between other places at the moment. Just being me doesn't seem like a smart move. DC fans want to see a better musical. They can either watch Batman Brave and the Bold musical episode or watch Arrowverse musical crossover duet. It's wild to think that they have more original songs than J2. I don't think Joker 2 didn't have any original songs, right? I mean, it was a jukebox musical, so I don't know that any of the songs were were actually original to it. But yeah, dude, the Arrowverse musical numbers, oh, I love them. Those are some of my favorite episodes. Again, I've only seen like one, not even a full episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold. I've seen some bits, but interesting that there's a musical episode. That's kind of cool. Hello there. It's Morbin time. How are you doing, Sketch? Halfway through season 3 and it's incredible. I am so glad you got that shout out. Dude, that I didn't even know, I didn't even know how to react to that in the moment. I just tweeted out that gif, I'm dead, and then had to like ponder it for a minute. And it's just, yeah, I mean, I know Matt's followed me for a while now, but the funny thing is, like, he followed me when I made like a retweet or a comment on the Wired autocomplete thing that they did as a group. And oh, no, it was the try not to sing challenge that they did, him and Travis did, I think. And I just made like a comment talking about how funny they were, and then he followed me after that. But yeah, I mean, there's been no other interactions after that point, but then him giving that shout out to myself and a bunch of reactors, a lot of which I watched the reactions to Vox Machina as well, was a delightful surprise. And I didn't really know how to process that in the moment. I got like a text from Jay, like just a few minutes after that. He's like, dude, check Twitter. And I was like, I know. God. It made my day, man. Genuinely laughed so hard at your reaction to a certain Percy scene in Vox Machina. Yeah, that was fucking wild, dude. Oh my lord. And I saw some people in the comments say that 100% played out that way. So I really want to go and see the live scene, like see how that played out on the table, because that is insane. That is wild. God. What's up, Dion? How are you doing? Howdy, Ava. How are you? Happy to see you enjoying so much of your content right now. That shout out from Critical Role was fantastic. Such a down-to-earth dude, that Matt Mercer. I love just how vulnerable he is. You know, when he talks about the things that he loves, the things that he deals with, and all this kind of stuff, like, I'm sure, like the rest of us, he has his moments, he has his bad days. We all do. But, like, I'm like that, at least I don't think I've ever seen that of him online or out there. So, like, he just projects so much energy, genuine, and just this genuine, sincere, just appreciation for the community, for creativity itself, towards just, I don't know, the world. I don't know. I just love all the fucking shit and positive energy he puts out into the world. And not just him, but the entire group. Ever reacted to Food Wars? No, I have not. I've never watched it either. It's definitely not something that has crossed my paths. I had a bunch of friends that watched it at a point, but I've never watched it myself. Let's see. Vox Machina is killing it. Vax's face when Keyleth ate that thing was hilarious. Yes, it was. God. Hey, you gotta give her credit for the commitment to the bit, man. Especially when she's like, we are after them. Whatever the fuck she did, trying to be a demon. Like, the shit that they do, man. Like, and I've seen some of their episodes, because I've gone back and I've watched a lot of stuff that, hell, didn't actually even make it into the show. A lot of their earlier campaign stuff. I think on campaign 1, I've only made it up to episode 18. And I've watched, or at least listened to, episode 1, or I think just 1 or 1 and 2 of Alexandria Unlimited Calamity. Which is why I knew that reference at that point, whenever that came about. I didn't remember the characters' names, because it's been a while, but I remember, you know, the story with him, the square, and looking for his family and all that kind of stuff. I remembered all of that. And that was a wild little connection that I actually got to kind of partake in, even if a little bit, not as much. Like when we got the stained glass like pan of the other characters, because I remember their icons more vividly. So like when we saw that lineup of all the player characters from that campaign show up in the show, I was like, holy shit, it is that. I don't remember any of their names, but I remember that setting because it was very utopian almost, very Atlantis, and the way that things were going, just like you kind of described. And then obviously shit happened. You know, it all ended pretty quick. God, I love it. Freaking awesome shout out on Twitter. That must have been so exciting to see. Yeah, it was fucking wild. It really, really was. Joker 2 is a complete hydrogen bomb, and today it is reported that the movie dropped 89%. Good God. That's awful. Terrifier, I know, is completely outpacing it right now, which is wild. Both in the box office, I mean, obviously, that's the only comparison right now, and I think also on the scores, which is insane. And again, I don't think it's like a terrible movie by any stretch. I think there's just an expectation that was there about where the story was going to go that didn't gel with most people that really enjoyed the first one. If you didn't enjoy the first one, you're probably not going to enjoy the second one either. And for the people that did, a lot of them, I can tell you right now, a lot of the people that really love the Joker are not the kind of people that would like the second one. I can tell you that. So I just think it ended up just, hey, it shot for the horizons. It tried to do something, and it just it didn't work for a lot of people. But I think the hate is overblown. I don't think it is terrible. I think there is a lot of room for improvement. I think if you trimmed out a lot of the fat and the padding and whatever, I think it'd flow a little bit better. I don't think any of the numbers needed to be full numbers. Kind of get the point and you can move on. I think the movie could have been significantly shorter and it might have been a little bit more interesting, a little more consumable. But I enjoyed it fine. Again, it's just huge kind of step down quality wise as a whole. Gaga was great. Phoenix was great. The acting was great. There's one character they involved that I think completely shot themselves in the foot with the way they ended it. Which, if they just didn't have that character in here, that could have raised a lot of interesting questions. Instead, it's just like, okay, then why? Anyway. But I get the idea. I get what they were going for. I get again, I loved their approach on the themes. I liked the way they handled it. I liked the way they did with the mental aspect, with the public parasocial relationship that came out of it. I liked all of that. But just, you know, the rest of it just could have been put together a little bit better. Or more consumably, I guess. But you gotta give him credit for letting him do whatever the fuck he wanted and didn't try to over studio note it, which maybe would have been better in the long run. I think maybe behind the Penguin, not gonna lie. I think I may have been behind the Penguin, not gonna lie. Do you mean behind on the show, like you need to catch up, or you're like, I get what this guy is doing, I support this guy. I need to know I don't know what you're trying to say there, Dion. I think a car just blew up outside my house. I hope you're okay. I hope it didn't. I am so afraid to watch Joker 2. I mean, I think if you just watch it for yourself and just kind of sit down and know what you're expecting, which is not, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because it might be spoilery, but like, again, it's a majority a musical. But aside from that, it's just kind of like it's like an extended epilogue almost compared to the first movie. Superman Lois is going straight for the heart for season 4. No kidding, Summer. No kidding. Wow. That's hilarious. I've been enjoying Agatha all along. Me too. Last episode was a little, I mean, hell. It was very, it just, not just because of the runtime, but like it did feel like we were just kind of rushing through some stuff. But all in all, it was still really fucking fun. But overall, as far as the show as a whole right now, I've been having a blast with it. I don't care as much for the fact that it was a musical, as a theater nerd. The fact that the writing feels flat, cinematography is great though. No, exactly. Also, theater kid, show choir kid, I did my song and dance numbers for years on stage and stuff like that, so I appreciate and love myself a good musical. And I don't know, I like what they were trying to do, and I get what they were doing with it. Also, I like the credit they were using for musical therapy. Loved it. Kind of plays into the story of the music, it does. But the way that it is utilized and used as a tool to tell the story isn't all there. Again, I feel like some of the numbers don't need to be the full song. You can get the gist of it and move on. I mean, how a lot of jukebox musicals don't just sit there and do the entire song. And hell, you could even do like a melody of different songs to kind of get the point across. A lot of the times you kind of already figure out what's going on, and you're still sitting here being like, okay, can we just move forward? That's kind of how I felt about it. And some of the songs like didn't feel like they completely fit, I'll be honest. What's up, Nicole? How are you? Let's see. I'm glad to hear you didn't hate the sequel. No, I definitely didn't hate it. Could it have been better? Sure. But I just didn't love it. It was okay. Last 2 episodes of Superman and Lois killed me. Lex Luthor is brutal. Yes, he is. Michael Cudlitz is doing a really good job. Though the fucking heavy metal stings when he shows up to be like, hey, this Lex is badass. Like, it's a little overblown, but I like what they're doing with the characters, though, all the same. Do you think Jonathan is going to go undercover with Lex to find out more, or is he going to find his daughter and warn her? I don't know what Jonathan is going to do, to be honest. I really have no idea. We can't spend a lot of time lingering on it because we only have like 8 more episodes to go. So we gotta kind of keep the ball moving forward, but I have no idea. But that phone call with Lois, you have to know that's going to come back around just so he can use that choice to drive a wedge between her and her kids, or just between the kids themselves. That's going to happen. Know that for sure. Let's see. Agatha all along, so good. Agree. What's up, Strange Summer? How are you? Yes, my cat. Her name is Lady. Oh, what a fine little lady she is. I've got how many are in the house right now? I've got 8 that are mine at the moment, and then 3 that I'm still fostering. So 11. I've got 11 right now, technically. Lex Luthor is getting on my nerves. I mean, he's kind of supposed to. What's up, DJ? Haven't seen Ghost Whisperer. Is it a TV series? What is this? Oh. Okay, I wasn't sure if this was like Ghost Adventures or another Ghost Hunter show, so I had to look it up. Yeah, no, I have not. I have not at all. Superman and Lois Season 4 is amazing so far. Lex Luthor so far is freaking menacing. Like, damn! No, you are dead on with that, man. The fact that he actually has a Doomsday that will listen to him is terrifying all on its own. But just the way that he is operating right now with his regular resources is wild. Like, the way that he's just kind of walking around and flaunting everything. Because right now, I mean, without Clark, it is just the gang. And Jordan alone is just not experienced enough to handle him at the moment. I have noticed, though, that there's quite a obvious... even if you didn't know, I guess, maybe it wouldn't be as noticeable. But because we know that the supporting cast got knocked down from regulars to just kind of like... we can show them when we have the time and the budget to show them. You could definitely notice an absence of characters that usually would have been in every episode up until this point. And they're having to be strategic about when and how they show up, which is kind of interesting to see how they're juggling that. Seems like they already cast a new Green Lantern. Yes, they did. 2, actually. Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierce? I don't remember his. I think that was close. What's his name? I know it's Aaron something. Aaron Pierre. Is that it? Is that him? Yeah, that's him. That's him. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see them in action. Look, it's Omni-Media. He's right there. Will I ever watch Blue Eye Samurai? Yes, I will. When we're a little closer to the second season, I'll probably be checking it out. But I have mentioned that at one point or another that, I just missed that train. And I do want to see it. I heard nothing but great things about it, but I'm probably going to hold off until we're a little bit closer towards season 2, which unfortunately sounds like it's going to be a little ways away, but I do plan on watching it. Cinema peaked when I saw Pattinson and Defoe in the Lighthouse when they were drinking drunk and singing sea shanties like no tomorrow, and when he was beating it to a little wood carving of a mermaid too. That movie was insane. What an interesting film. My grandma raised me since I was born, and this channel was for her to watch when I went to work to not feel alone. Aww. My mom worked and my grandpa rests, so I'm using the channel to share her legacy. That's amazing. That's so freaking sweet. Well, I hope we can continue to be a little bit of a reprieve and something that hopefully doesn't become like a negative reminder. Because I know like sometimes some people can associate something you did together or something you shared with somebody that's gone, whether it was good or not, and that can kind of bring on other feelings, maybe not so wanted feelings, but it doesn't sound like that's the case, and I hope it doesn't become the case. But that is such a sweet little statement, and thank you so much for sharing that as well. And again, I just have to say, I'm deeply sorry for your loss. Finally reached the final season of Supernatural on rewatch. There is that light at the end of the tunnel. God, when did you start, by the way? When did you start your rewatch? I always forgot DC fans can also watch a clip from Justice League Unlimited where late Kevin Conroy sings Am I Blue? It's really beautiful. It is. It is. Yep, that is also very true. Put a little in your heart. Absolute tune. Yeah. Yes, it is. I was hoping Joker 2 would be kind of like Has Been Hotel, but the stream just told me that no songs created in the movie are made, and the whole planet told me the movie sucked. I mean, just wait till it comes out at this point. I don't think you need to go rush out and see it, to be honest. I mean, it's not a movie that I'm going to be like, dude, you gotta go see it. Not in this economy, man. I'm sorry. No. Not the way things are right now. Just wait and watch it when it comes out on streaming or something on Max and just give it a go. But no, it's all singing existing songs. Nothing is new for it. Just like with School of Rock. Well, not with School of Rock. Sorry, what am I thinking of? Rock of Ages or Moulin Rouge, stuff like that. But, I mean, I haven't even seen Moulin Rouge, but I can tell you that it did it better. I wonder once Agatha said he's just like his mother if Billy remembers why he's really on the road. Remember what they said. She realizes who he is now. And as we learned, sigils are broken only when they are no longer needed. So this trial, I think, broke the sigil. And I think that's why his powers came out. And when he lashed out, and why she also has now made the connection. Because after this, why ever he had that sigil, I think the sigil's probably gone. I mean, the actor confirmed on social media following the episode, he is who we all thought he was up until this point. So there is that. But I'm just wondering if that's the case. Because they added that little detail. So I think that's going to be a revelation we get in the next one. So that's going to be fun to see. What's up, Nidia? How are you? Episode 5 of Murder Drones is by far the most mind-melting episode, especially when you only learn halfway in its memories and not a flashback, and how Uzi is hacking and making it even more chaotic. Oh yeah, I think that was a really good reveal. I think they laid those C's pretty well. We'll get into it when I get into it. I still need to edit the reaction, but it's still going to come up on Monday either way. I try to get ahead of things, because right now I've got a really fucking stress-inducing recording and editing schedule at the moment that I have written down that I have to go through each week at the moment. So I'm already behind, because I was supposed to do that yesterday, but I just didn't get around to it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm glad to know that at least it is kind of intentionally confusing, but I think I have a handle on it, but I'm not confident in my understanding of it. But we'll see. We'll talk about it after the fact. I think the new GL casting is fine, but the show's premise that doesn't get me excited. Like, really, murder mystery in the middle of America? It would be. Yeah, I get it. I just wonder, like, what's the galactic hook? Why are the lanterns involved? Is it an alien murderer, or did an alien die? I think it'd be pretty interesting if they were investigating like an intergalactic murder mystery or something like that. But who knows? I'm excited all the same. I'm looking forward to it. What's up? We're here. This is what we're doing. Just talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm really hoping this season of Superman and Lois, the folks of Smallville are the ones who are stepping between Lex and his goals, all intentionally to protect their own. I hope so too. And I hope now too, and we're also seeing it, and I talked about it in my reaction, is we know some of the people now know that Clark is Superman. Some of the people there noticed that and put it together when they saw Lois and the kids, you know, mourning over his body. Like, you just have to know with that kind of reaction. That's not just like, oh no, this like public symbol fell before us, boo-hoo. Like, it's just yeah. So I think it's going to be like I said, like a Spider-Man situation where Smallville protects his identity. You know, they will eventually know, but they're going to be like, protect our own, you know, like you said, which I think would be really cool. Let's see. I feel like the season of Superman and Lois is going to be gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. Probably. What's up, Sotiris? How would you rate the second seasons of Rings of Power from 1 to 10? I would probably say season 2. Season 1, I would say, is like a 5 or a 6. I think. Somewhere in there. Above average. Not great, but better than most shows. There's a lot of things I liked, a lot of things that I didn't work. Season 2, huge step up. I'd probably give season 2 an 8. High 7, low 8, maybe. Like, significant improvement. Still a couple of little gaps here and there, but yeah, I think it's a. I think I could settle on it being a pretty solid 8. Especially considering Berlanti's show was supposed to span decades and was going to tell all over the galaxy and multiverse. It feels like this HBO had a pitch for a true detective-like show, just slaps Green Lantern on it. Yeah, Berlanti's version of it, well, yeah. I do remember them talking about that, and it could have been pretty interesting, but I'm not sure if... I don't know. It feels like it was a little too broad for a show, for me. Just like in concept, I'm not sure how that would go. I think this may be a good direction to take it, and they've had some success with doing things like this. You know, take an idea, concept, a genre, and put a spin on it. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Currently reacting to Nick Jr.'s show Oswald and TMNT 2012 for nostalgia. Currently editing my reactions to The Little Mermaid 2. I hope to upload that tomorrow. First one's up for her B-Day. Hell yeah, dude. I don't know if... I think I've seen Little Mermaid 2. I'm not 100% sure if I have. I've seen a little bit of the 2012 TMNT. I haven't seen a lot of it. The team-up that they did between them and the OGs, that little mini-movie, was one of my favorites. I love that. I mean, you have your own opinion, watch for yourself, but I don't know, I wasn't hyped for Joker 2 anyway. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. Just wait. Just wait. Harry Potter has got a baking show coming with the Weasley twins hosting. Wait, what? Huh? What do you... Wait. What? What? Explain yourself. What was my favorite show to react to? Do you feel a connection to any particular character? Favorite show to react to? That's a tough one. I know previously I've said Stranger Things was such a fun and joyous ride to react to, especially considering it was one of those shows that very easily could have been oversold or overhyped. I just got sucked into it. That's 100% one of my kinds of shows. And my favorite character that I really kind of connected with, I think the most, was, I mean, I don't know if I connected with is the right word, but the characters that I empathized with, I think the most, are Hopper and Steve. And I love those characters. They're my top two. Hopper's my favorite character. Steve following just under, but yeah, those are the ones I really, really love. But, you know, like right up there is like Ted Lasso. And surprisingly, Jamie's storyline hit really close to home a little bit. You know, I just, that caught me off guard. That was an amazing show to react to. And then Hell of a Boss, man. I didn't think I would like that nearly as much as I did with Has Been. But I think I'm looking forward to that next episode more than I would say I'm looking forward to the next episode of Has Been Hotel. And, you know, just Blitz is just such an easy character to relate to. I think Fizz is my favorite character. Fizz and Moxie are my two favorite characters, but Blitz is the most fascinating character to kind of talk about. It's hard, but like, I think either one of those, I think, are pretty strong contenders these days. What's up, Logan? Have I heard of this superhero game called Undefeated? If not, it was made by BY3 college students from Japan, and now they're making a new one called Undefeated Genesis. I do remember Undefeated. I haven't played it, though. I think it's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I have seen gameplay for this. I have seen this floating around before back in the past. But I haven't actually played it, but I am aware of it. So they're making a new one. That's cool. Just because what they did with the first little, I'd call it a tech demo, was amazing. It was really fucking wild. So, I don't know. I have to look into this new one and see what that's about. It's weird to me because I wanted more movies to be like Joker 2019. Sony, I'm looking at you. Yeah, and then they just like, let's do something different and just kind of blow that up. Recommend you check out the fan animatic intermission for Murder Drones. It was a fan passion project that takes place between episodes 4 and 5, and it's fantastic. They are animating it now too. Okay, so it's an animatic. I saw some people mention that, and because, I mean, it's not from the creators, it's not in the story. I know it's just, you know, fan project to kind of fill in the void, I think, to fill in some plot holes, somebody said. I feel like I need to watch the show as it's intended, as it whatever, because that's the only fair comparison. I can't really go into it. I feel like I can't go into it and give it a fair shake if I'm adding context that they didn't provide. So I don't know. But maybe it's something I'll watch after. But I don't know yet. One thing that breaks my heart for season 4 is Jordan can visit his dad anytime. Jonathan is cut off more now than ever. Oh yeah, I kind of briefly had that thought. I don't think I voiced that concern in the video. I had that thought, but I forgot to actually like comment on it in the moment, and then I just completely forgot about it after the fact. That is so true. The only person that can actually just on a whim come out to the fortress whenever they want is Jordan. You know, Lois can't, Jonathan can't. So it just really kind of puts an even farther rift between them and everybody else. Just kind of sucks. You know, I'm right there with you. Thanks for bringing that back up, because honestly, again, like I said, I had that like as a fleeting thought, but then I completely got caught up in the rest of the show, completely forgot to even talk about it. And then eventually just forgot that I even was aware of that moment, or that concern. Still can't believe a sequel to The Wild Robot is happening. I still not seen that either, man. There's a lot of movies this year that I've missed out on. A ship in an Uzi. I'm sensing friends to lovers. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's definitely some sparks happening there, which is kind of interesting. It's considering that he used to have those sparks for V from what we've seen. Episode 3, when all the duos are together, made me realize the team's odd number, 7. Grog was probably just chilling, making pew-pew sounds. That's why I threw in that little joke, was like, everybody in the team's pairing off except for Grog. And then I was like, oh no, drink it. I don't know. Sometimes I'll have a gag or a little comment here or there that I'm just like, I'm just laughing to myself, and I just hope other people find it funny. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, but yeah, that is definitely the case. You know, even if, like, they're not as tangible, like Pike and Scanlan is, like, even though Vax and Keyleth aren't together, they want to be. And it's very uncertain between Scanlan and Pike, even if they are kind of a pair in a sense, and that's something that's being flirted with. They're not as, like, you can't really touch it as much. It's not as tangible as the other ones. We've seen some glimmers, but not like as much as we've seen with the other ones. So, but to be fair, there's been nothing for Grog, and I think that's fine. I don't think that's a priority for Grog. We're going to see the next Final Destination movie when it ever comes out. After the first Final Destination movie, I never watched another one again. That's not true. I watched the first 15 minutes of the second one and turned it off. Didn't watch the rest of it, never watched any of the sequels. And it's just because it continued the story in a way that I feel like just makes it pointless to watch. I'm not going to say anything about it, and I'm just going to, just in case anybody else hasn't seen it, I'm not going to spoil anything. Decisions were made. I mean, it makes sense in the context of it, but it just makes everything as a viewer feel extremely pointless. So I just stopped watching it, and I never watched another one. I actually watched a mini trailer. Oh, before we move on, fun fact: Final Destination, the first one. I get to bring this up because I love to. So take your drinks, take your shots. Because we got, if you're playing along with the Omni Media drinking game, Final Destination, the film, the original script is a discarded episode of The X-Files that never got filmed. So the guys that wrote it for The X-Files, for the show, ended up just selling the script, and then it got turned into a movie. Yeah, Rebecca knew exactly where that was going. Let's see. I actually watched a mini trailer for Wicked with musical moments. Actually looks fabulous. When I was sitting down for Joker, obviously, they showed a trailer, one I hadn't seen yet, because I've been just not watching them for that, because I kind of already know what to expect. But we got some songs in the second trailer, and that's the one they played at the Joker, which is funny, because it just kind of teased up what the movie was going to be about a little bit. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude, I was sitting there in the theater watching this trailer for Wicked, and I was tearing up, man. Those songs alone, like the songs and the context of them, I always find extremely moving. But yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the musical. I love the music of Wicked, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. And I hope that they knock it out of the park. Part 2 is going to be really interesting, considering what we've seen from the trailers. It's just basically part 2 is just the Wizard of Oz with their spin on it, but it's just going to be the Wizard of Oz, like a remake of that. It's going to be weird. It's going to be interesting to see how they break it off. Also, in a previous stream, I said my opinion has been softened. By that, I mean I'm numb to it. Like, I have better things to do with my time, you know? Fair enough. It is still one of my favorite things in this universe, I'll say. That's not changing anytime soon. I bought 100 packs of the trading cards, of the second edition trading cards that came out a little while ago. And I got my Lucy. I got 2 hollow Lucies. Still no secret rares, god damn it, which was kind of what I was hoping for, but well, still digging. Let's see. Terrifier is kind of a movie that is a setup for sequels compared to the Joker. Horror movies can go in any direction regardless of the first, and it would be fine. Even not great, but fine. Very, very true. Very true. What's up, Kiwi? Good morning, Omni, and chat from New Zealand. First time here, well, welcome, and shouts out to New Zealand. I really want to go there someday. I know it's like a big old tourist spot, you know, but I want to go. I want to go one day. It's definitely one of the places that are definitely in my, I would say probably in my top 5 to go visit at some point. I didn't like the Joker because they tried to make freaking Joker a sympathetic character. Like, why? I mean, the comics did that too. I mean, his Killing Joke does that as well. Which also, I agree, I don't need it. I don't need the Joker to have like a sympathetic background, but I liked it. I saw the first Joker 3 times in theaters, man. I really enjoyed it for what it was. But again, I always had this idea that it wasn't what people thought. Because again, I mean, unless you've seen the second one, if you haven't seen the second one, it's kind of a spoiler, but what you're saying is technically not true. Based on the revelation and the theories based around the first movie, which is confirmed in the second one, at least. But it's technically not what they did. I'd rather watch Venom 3 than Joker 2. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't want to watch Joker 2 again. I'll tell you that. But I hope Venom 3 is at least better than that. I don't want to watch the second Venom ever again. I didn't. That was a rough watch. I'd rather watch Joker 2 than watch Venom 2 again, though. Another day, another scandal and banger that has reminded me to bring it to the Billboard charts ASAP. Hell yes. Instead of watching Joker 2, here's some other films to watch. My Hero movie, Piece by Piece, Transformers 1, Terrifier 3, If You're Brave Enough, and The Wild Robot, Best Animated Film this year. I really need to check this thing out. I don't know shit about this Wild Robot. I haven't seen a trailer. I've seen like an image, a poster or two. Haven't seen a trailer, haven't seen anything. Apparently it's based on like a children's book, I think. But yeah, I don't really know anything about it, but I'm hearing really cool shit. Also check out Batman White Knight if y'all feel betrayed by Joker 2. Yeah, I mean that's always an option. Talk about the show. Out of all the members of Vox Machina members, what power would I want to have? Well, if we're talking like which class I would really love to play around with out of all of them, I mean, I played a ranger most frequently. That's the one. I played a bard, I played a ranger in our campaigns in the past, and I like playing a ranger the most. But if we're talking like skill sets that I would have a lot of fun with, just IRL, you know, I'd have to go with maybe Keyleth. Like her druid abilities. One, the longevity, the healing factor, the element bending, the transforming into animals. Like there's a lot to have there. You're gonna live a long ass time. Lots to do with that. As far as the coolest power set though, is Vax's vestige. Like all the shit that come with the fucking his chest plate, the wings, the super speed, all that shit. It's badass. It's badass. But I'd probably have to go with Keyleth and the druid power set, because there's a lot more you could kind of do with that. There's a little green guy in the sink, like finger-sized. What do you think? He seems chill? I don't know. I'm scared. What? What? I'm confused. I have a confession. I don't like the Penguin. Don't make it wrong. It's well acted, competently written, and good produced. Good production value. But again, it feels like HBO had a pitch for a Sopranos-like show and made it the Penguin. Just feels like they're ashamed of the source material. I mean, it's just how you make something grounded and good. Like that, again, there's nothing wrong. I mean, the comics do this. There's nothing wrong with bending a genre to your will to tell a story that is set in that genre. Like, there's nothing about this that feels like it is not DC.
Obviously, they just think his name is silly and they changed his name. They didn't feel like that was grounded enough. All in all, the story they're telling is a penguin story. It's very rooted in him. Does he have the gadgets? Does he have the umbrella? Not yet. Doesn't mean that he doesn't. He hasn't even accepted the name the Penguin as his own moniker yet. So it's just a shitty nickname people have for him, but he hasn't taken ownership of it yet. He's still not the Penguin yet. So, I mean, it's just a great way to do. I mean, some of the best Marvel movies are exactly what you described. That it is just this, but with Marvel slapped on it. Winter Soldier is Jason Bourne. Is any of the Bourne movies? Is any socio-political thriller just with Captain America thrown into it? You know, it's there. Any good movie can take a genre and spin it. I think that's what takes these movies to another level. Logan, another great example. Yeah, so I think that's what they're doing really, really well, and I don't think that discounts it in any way. But that's your opinion. You're allowed to have it, and I'm sorry you're not enjoying it as much as everybody else, but I'm fucking loving it. And I think they're doing exactly what you need to do to make some of these stories work. Do they need to be as ashamed of some of the things that they are to change, like changing his name from Cobblepot to Cobb? I think that's stupid. But all in all, everything else is kind of working out. All in all, everything we've got though is straight comic book shit. Like it's exactly that. Well, apparently for the next month we'll be getting a trailer for the final season of Stranger Things, but I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't heard anything of the sort, but I don't know. It's still a ways away. I feel like it'd be really early to get us a trailer right now, to be honest, but who knows, we could. I'd like to see a live-action Teen Titans movie since the show finished. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I think we're probably going to get something in that vein in the DCU with the way things are currently set up. It may not be that lineup, considering Dick is going to be older given the timeline, but they may do something similar to the DC AMU with Damian being in there with some of the other players. But we'll see. What powers do you want to be in Mortal Kombat universe? Scorpions. Scorpions, easy. He's my favorite character, and bamfing into flames. You know, take the undead aspect out of it. He could still do that as a ninja. He's still a pyrokinetic even without it, even when he returns to life. So, yeah, well, let's go with that. I'm gonna go with Scorpion. Easy. I'm planning on watching more horror films this month for the spirit of Spooky Month. Yes, we've got the poll winner coming out this week. I still need to review the edit for it. And then there's 2 more. We're doing 1 each week to close out the month. So, yeah. Not going to be the case next month because it's blowing my budget for the editing this month. But, yeah, no, we got a couple of more horror-centric films coming out. I wouldn't call them Halloween movies by any stretch, but they are definitely horror-related. The next one's a rough one. The next one is a rough watch. I'll just go ahead and say this based on that tease. It's not Terrifier. But it is a heavy-ass watch. Good fucking movie, though. Let's see. If every DC show from HBO is going to be HBO show, but with DC characters, then why make DC shows in HBO? HBO is embarrassed about it. I think I do not agree with your mindset on this at all. Again, you're more than happy to feel the way you feel about it. I don't agree. I don't see it in that vein. I don't see it like that. I think they're doing exactly what you need to do to make a good show out of it. But that's me. And I don't see it as them being in this case, it's not embarrassment. And when we're talking about the story that they're telling, what do you do about a story about the mob? Not make it about a mob, not make it like the mob? That doesn't make any sense. Just because they are a mob, they're going to do mob things. It's going to look like other mob stuff. Like, I feel like you're making a connection there that just doesn't make any sense. And I've talked about this with you before, like Adid in the past, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like sometimes you just want to be counterintuitive to what's going on sometimes. But if that's how you feel, it's how you feel. But I feel like some things are getting misconstrued. Have you seen that theory that Billy unalived Mrs. Hart? No. No. That doesn't make any sense. I don't even know how you get to that. I mean, we'll find out, I guess. What's up, Adam? I know I say it a lot, but you're in for a wild ride. This run of 3 episodes, pre-Civil War influence, is one of my faves. Are we talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think? I presume. What's up, Kavian? How are you? Good evening from Finland. Well, shouts out to Finland. Been playing a lot of DC Universe Online. It's fun. I had DCUO since it first launched. I still have the disc version for PS3. Have you thought about playing it or not? I considered playing DC Universe Online at one point, but I just got, after an ungodly amount of Warcraft, I just can't commit to another MMO again. You know, I don't have the energy to get into it. You know, I'd like to. I get the appeal, and I wanted something like that for a long time, but I just don't know if I could, like, actually make myself sit down and play it. Aubrey is so Death and Agatha. Yeah, dude, it is, if not confirmed outright, this last episode more than solidified that she is in this last one. So, yeah. No, I'm right there with you now. Sorry if I'm being a bit annoying, but this guy online went around about how Arrow and Arrowverse were ashamed of the comics and that the Arrowverse didn't know to have fun. That's... I mean, that's... See, this is why I think your feelings may be reactionary. You're feeling like that because you're feeling attacked. Because of something we all know we share a love for. And that's just an ignorant ass comment. Like, they're ashamed of the comics. That person never watched The Flash. And later seasons of Arrow. Arrow wanted to do its own thing. It wanted to be a Batman show originally. They twisted it. And, you know, they wanted to kind of capitalize on the Nolan stylings. That's why they had a strict no supernatural rule until season 2, until season 2 and 3. But it eventually got there. And fuck, we got crossovers, we got big explosions, we got aliens, we got metas, we got all this other stuff. We got Crisis on Infinite Earths, we got Earth X, we got all these crazy things, Elseworlds, universes, multiverses, doppelgangers. To say that it was ashamed of the comics, maybe season 1 of Arrow, maybe. But after the success of that, they loosened up a little. They brought in Barry Allen. It's like, okay, we'll flirt around with it. We found our footing. We've made our own little voice and pocket here. And then we can do a little bit of this everywhere. Anybody that says that after either they're just making a judgment based on pure ignorance alone, or they've only seen the first season of Arrow. Because you can't say that if you've watched any of the other shows. What's up, Matthew? You're relatively new to your channel. Would it be okay if I asked a bit about your background? You can shoot your whatever you want to ask. Just throw it out there. If I deem it something I don't want to answer, I can always just be like, don't feel like answering that. But it just depends on what you mean. Because it's just a little too vague for me to answer anything specifically. But if you want to ask something, just ask it. I mean, as long as it's appropriate. Love your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reaction series. Can't wait for you to get to later seasons. I can't wait for the next one because, again, when it was going on, when it was airing, I saw the commercials. I saw the things. I saw the movie news talking about the casting, the reveals and stuff. I know Gabriel Luna is Ghost Rider. I can't wait to see that. I don't know how he's utilized. I don't know what part he plays in the story or whatever happens. I just know he's coming. And I'm excited for it. I've heard about Ghost Stories dub, and would you ever want to react to it? I'm not familiar with Ghost Stories. I mean, the concept of Ghost Stories, but if it's like an anime called Ghost Stories, I'm not familiar with it. There's something about Aubrey Plaza, like I can't put my finger on it. She's fucking fine as hell. And I mean, I think that's it. The next Hell of a Boss is going to break me. Also, heads up, the cast got leaked on IMDb, so don't look because there's minor spoilers. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely stay away from that. Yeah, we also got that this month, which I'm excited for. Also, I think that Ryan Reynolds should come back as Green Lantern with a much better script. I think, obviously, I don't know. I think he's playing into the bit. I don't know how much he genuinely feels animosity towards the Green Lantern movie or his part that was played into it. I just feel like, well, I mean, no, we've seen this from other people talking about how that movie turned them off from doing superhero stuff because they didn't want to be associated with something similar to that. And even kept other people from auditioning for other Green Lantern-centric stuff in the future. I don't understand. The movie's not great. I don't understand how it's become this fucking staple of fuckery. Like, it's not great, but it's no worse than any other comic book movie that came out around its time, and honestly, there's some fun stuff in there. I don't think he's the problem. I don't think every decision in that movie is an issue. It's just like indicative of a lot of decision making that was popular at the time. I don't know. I don't think it's not great, but I don't think it's as bad as it's become memed to be. Even so much so that I think he's gaslit himself into believing it's as bad as a lot of people have said it to be. I don't know. It feels overblown. And yeah, I would love to see him come back with a better script. You know, I think he could have done well. Been a decent Hal Jordan with a different crew behind it. But is what it is, man. Love the Penguin. If they make another villain show, what's the next Gotham villain you would want to see? Scarecrow. Give me a Scarecrow. I'd love to see that. They're already teeing it up with Arkham and all that kind of stuff, and I wonder if they were going to go this route with like the drug with these new mushroom stuff and the hallucinogen that it is. Thought maybe that would be our gateway into Jonathan Crane, but no, not that way. But it does open that door. I think that would fit very nicely into this universe. I've seen the new Arcane Funkos. I knew that they were announced, but I haven't actually seen them. I've considered watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged someday, and maybe if you've seen them already. I have seen them all already. I watched that shit on the dime the day those episodes dropped. I loved that shit growing up. And to some point, I think some of the things they incorporated into their own storylines actually is a little bit better than what actually happened. Not gonna lie, there's some things that I even forget that is abridged only and not actually what happened to that point. But I do love Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Team 4-Star, it's one of the I liked some of the early Naruto Abridged stuff, but it quickly became less funny as it went on. Dragon Ball Z Abridged was consistently bangers after bangers after bangers. Team 4-Star is something else, man. At least back in the day. I'm not sure. I think that all came to an end. I don't think they do that anymore. I don't think did they even finish? I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I didn't finish it. I thought they quit after a point, but I can't remember what the last thing they did was. For whatever reason, I remember something like that they didn't finish abridging the full series. I could be wrong, though. I feel like there are so many hot celebrities. I'm talking about the ladies, by the way. We know, Dan. We know. You don't have to say it. We know. We know how you feel. And, I mean, that's a part of what makes a lot of people make it. They become celebrities because the people casting them think they're pretty. They think they are marketable. You know, you put you on lights and billboards, people come see your stuff. You know, that's how a lot of that goes. Unless you've kind of got a whole other marketability to your persona that you bring to the table. That's like the cookie cutter celebrity template is conventionally attractive. Started Supernatural 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you started your rewatch and you just finished. Goddamn. You should see me in a crown. Still not over how they used Billy to introduce Billy. Yeah. I know some people were cringing so hard. And again, the people that were using that clip as some kind of, this is what you all are having fun watching. I'm just like, you're not watching the show, so shut the fuck up. Like, anyway, God, I like that. That was some good shit. That was some good shit. Like how he's most definitely counting the Deadpool movie money. But still, I think he was a good Hal Jordan. Agreed. Maybe not the best choice out there, but he was okay. It's the movie that was the problem. Just joking about the start of the year. I did have breaks sometimes. I mean, love a little in your heart, forgot the love part. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. Are you chill with fan art? I've seen your content and it's great work. Way to keep the audience entertained. Like fan art of myself, or fan art of the things that I watch. I've received fan art of me only like once or twice. Hell, the our new logo for the channel was a little piece of fan art somebody made and just randomly sent to my email and be like, hey, I made this for you, do what you want with it. I of course still asked for permission and all this stuff. They didn't want to be credited or anything like that. And well, yeah, that's one of the ones. I mean, my previous logo was also a fan art. It was something a friend of mine from my streaming days on Twitch made me for my birthday one year. And I just needed to finally update it because it was no longer wholly accurate. But I mean, if you're talking about like me, I mean, do what you do. I'm not gonna like tell anybody to not do anything, but within reason. But yeah, I don't know. Depends on what you mean. Jail cop drama sounds awesome. Agreed. For those who didn't like the Joker 2, it's completely okay. It's normal to be dumb. Rude. Again, like I said, I thought the movie was okay. I don't think it's as bad as people are blowing it up to be. I don't think it's definitely it's definitely got some issues on the structural side and the execution of it. Again, I like the story. I just think the movie was bloated beyond belief. I can't believe Matt Mercer watches people reacting to Vox Machina. Do that again. Made my day. Oh, so good. So happy. Still haven't watched Rings of Power Season 2. Is it worth it? It is a massive step up from Season 1. I'm pretty sure it's all but officially confirmed that the next season of My Adventures with Superman is going to adapt the death of Superman, and I'm a little nervous about it. Have they talked about that? I would like to not have every Superman thing just go right into that. I still think it's too early. He doesn't even have like a full understanding of his powers. Like, save that for later. Hey, if they do it, I'm not going to be upset. But I would rather them hold off on doing that. Like, I love the show, but Death of Superman is a really important story to the history of Superman and DC as a whole, and I'm hoping they stick the landing. I think Death of Superman works better when you have an established Superman. He's got 2 seasons, but I don't know if that's a 3rd season kind of thing. I don't know. When Vox Machina went to hell, in my mind, I was like, I hope they run into Blitz. That would be funny. That would be hilarious. But their version of hell is a little more classical than Vivzi's, which is more or less an allegory of sorts. Haven't heard anything about the sequel to the Black Phone. Me either. Still weird that movie is even getting a sequel. Number 2, Return to the Sea. I like that movie. Yeah, I don't remember if I've seen it or not. I've seen one of the sequels. I just don't know if it was 2. Want to see a reboot or sequel to The Goonies? I think that would be cool. I did react to it on the channel for the first time. It was a fun movie. I think a sequel to it years later with them as adults could be really interesting. Or just their kids or something like that. You know, carry it on. I know a lot of people don't like that kind of thing. I think certain kinds of properties can lend themselves to a reset with a new group. And I think The Goonies could definitely do that. If you have like a legacy or two in there as well. Or just have them in their middle ages. Have a crisis of life. And they just need this wonder and adventure in their lives again. And you get the gang back together. And I don't know. That could be fun. It could be fun. The Harry Potter baking show coming in November on Food Network hosted by the Weasley twins. So it's actually a Harry Potter. Is it like in the universe or just Harry Potter themed? Like, are they playing the Weasley twins? Or are they just the Weasley twin actors hosting the show? And what is up, Rebecca? I know editing and planning is a pain at times. That's why I'm planning my 25 Days of Christmas movie reaction series early, starting November, and editing and recording before uploading in December 1st. Yeah, that is not something I will do at all. I definitely could not pull that off. Like a movie reaction for every day leading up to Christmas. That can't happen. Not while I'm working a full-time job. Nope. How many of you already beaten Marvel Spider-Man 2? I did. I mean, I streamed it. It's on the channel. You can watch me play the whole game. So of all the anime shows you've been recommended to, I personally think the ones I would love to see you watch the most are Oshinoko. I know, I've heard that one come up a lot. Maybe not in recommendations, but I've seen it like on other channels that I follow reacting to it. I have no idea what that is. And then Fierin. I've had that one recommended a time or two. It's like a fantasy kind of, what do you want to call it? It's a Tolkien kind of fantasy thing. I don't know if it's D&D inspired. I don't think it's like, you know, Delicious in Dungeon or anything of the sorts, but like it's kind of in that genre. Not like a comedy, but like it's a fantasy kind of thing. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days. There's still... It's just got to find the time and the gaps and the opportunity to dive into some of these, because there's a lot of anime that I would like to, that I've missed out on over these years, and I want to kind of finally get into, or at least try. So it's hard to pick what to do next. Let's see. What do you think about the storyline Dick Grayson and Jason Todd movie being made soon? Assuming that the retracted plot synopsis is accurate. I mean, it's obviously an Elseworld story. I know Chris over at 3C reported on it, and he misinterpreted what was actually said crazily. I mean, I guess you could make like a thematic leap to get there, but like otherwise, it sounds like 100% an Elseworld story where they're not, I don't know. Like, it could be interesting. It's interesting. The art style they're going with for it, huge gamble, beautiful, wild, different. I don't know how people are going to gel with it. It just depends, but it could be fun. It could be fun. But it seems like it's quite clearly meant to be an Elseworld story, despite it not being confirmed. One of the characters they need a little more development and has been, hell of a boss, is Luna. Not for dirty furry bait reasons, but because of character growth reasons, that is. She's had like 2, I could say, strong character moments. Like all of the Queen Bee episode, she kind of sheds some light on her a lot. Well, no, let's say 3. The beach episode, Queen Bee, and then when they're looking for Via, when she has that moment where she connects with her over their fathers. Yeah, out of all the characters, Luna needs, as far as like the imp cast, and I don't mean imp like the species, the race, but I mean as the company, like the members of Imp. She's the one that needs some development. She hasn't got nearly as much as any of the other characters. So yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I don't feel like you need to. I guess like for a lot of people, like we need more Luna because they just want, yeah, like you said, like for furry bait and stuff like that. But like genuinely, she needs some screen time. She needs some character development. I know there was some behind the scenes reason to kind of cut her out of the show for a little while, or reduced her involvement for a little while because of some real world stuff she had going on. But now that hopefully we can see a little bit more of that in the future, because I think she definitely needs some love. Isn't there supposed to be a Robin's animated series plan? Well, there's an animated movie plan, which is what we were just talking about. A series, I don't think so. Pivotal question, as I late, how many, if any, rogue kitties are currently in my office? Currently, none. None of them are in here. They broke a fluorescent bulb in here the other day, and somebody has been peeing in my office closet. So, they're right now, I'm a little stingy about who actually comes in to the office now. I have an idea of who the culprit might have been. I don't know who broke the bulb. I don't think they were the same cat. But either way, yeah, we'll see. Right now, nobody. Right now, there is no kittens in here. Let's see. X-Files, you knew it. You knew it. You knew it. What do you think about the Gladiator What do you think about the Gladiator trailer? I mean, it looks fine. It looks fun. It looks pretty sweet. I wasn't bothered by. I mean, it was a little eye rolly, but like the one with like the contemporary music over top of it that didn't fit at all. I still like the trailer. Still thought it was a pretty good trailer. The second trailer though was so good, so good. Oh, by the way, I recently saw your movie review for Joker and the spoiler review as well, and I absolutely agree with everything you said in them. Spoiler Talk was a perfect in-depth review. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I know I don't do non-spoiler and spoiler reviews that often, I think I was just trying to come up with more videos and stuff like that and break them off, but like we end up talking about spoilers and stuff on here more than we do in that, so yeah, I haven't done that too often. I don't have too many spoiler talks, as much as you would think. Wicked soundtrack, love. Me too. Really want Venom 3 to be good. I need Venom 3 to be good. I mean, right now, track record's not that great in my personal opinion. The first one is still the best Venom movie to me. To be frank, the opening scene of the second Final Destination is the only decent part. The third one is perfect, though. Plus, isn't that the one with your best girly, Mary Elizabeth Winstead? We'll find out. Looks like you are correct. Maybe I do need to watch Final Destination 3. Who even was in 2? Tony Todd is literally the only name in 2 I even recognize. Yeah, no. The opening of 2 pissed me off. Big Wicked fan. My cames. What did I combined cat and names. My cats are named Elphaba and Galinda. Aw, that's adorable. It's over there. I still got my, my original book. Not my original book. My original book got destroyed, but a copy of the book. I still need to finish it. But I've been reading it for, 15 years. I still haven't finished it. But yeah, I love the musical. I love the songs. And the book, as much as I have read, while very much so, a lot darker, is still an amazing story. Uncanny Adventures Free and Loved, that adorable. They live up to their names remarkably well. The fact that she is with Obi-Wan Kenobi right now is fucking insane. Yeah, she's married to Obi-Wan. And hey, I mean, hey, you know, what was it? I completely lost my train of thought there. Oh, right. You know, I know that she kind of came between him and his ex-wife, you know, timeline-wise. But, hey, I don't condone cheating. You know, never, never, never. But it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead, so... Anyway, what's my favorite Chucky movie? Oh, ooh, probably... either 2 or Curse of Chucky, I think. That's tough. I also really like Bride of Chucky. But probably 2. 1 is also really good. I can tell you it's not 3. It is not 3, and it is not Seed of Chucky. Curse is also pretty good. Cult of Chucky is also, I think, pretty fun. I don't know. Probably 2. Probably 2. Classic one, Matt. What's up, Charlie? How are you doing? I like Poison Ivy being sympathetic, but I don't need Joker being humanized. The Joker needs to be as much of a force of nature of chaos as Batman is. I agree. I like that even in The Killing Joke, even though we get that backstory, he still frames it in a way that he's not even sure if that's really what happened. So it's still a little ambiguous, as much as people take it very literally. But here's the thing. Again, if you've actually seen Joker 2, it confirms a pretty strong theory about the first movie. And I'll just say, they didn't make the Joker sympathetic. They didn't. That's all I'll say. I want to see Wild Robot. Hopefully I'll get around to it at some point. If not, but in theaters, maybe I'll check it out when it's, maybe one of these days when it's actually out on digital or anything of the sorts. I'm so mad that the Sci-Fi canon... What is wrong with me right now? I can't talk. That Sci-Fi canceled the Chucky TV show. It literally ended on a cliffhanger. You know what else ended on a cliffhanger? That 90s show also got canceled, which pisses me off. Because that's, I'm sure, an even cheaper show to make. Both ended on cliffhangers. But yeah, hey, Don Mancini's already got a movie in the works. I'm sure it was meant to tie into the show in some way. It'll probably get resolved in the movie. You know, he did say on his Twitter that Chucky will be back, just maybe not in the show. So hopefully we'll get a resolution to what happened there somewhere, if another studio or network doesn't pick the show up, which is still a possibility. Our algorithms are very different because I've been getting the Wild Robot trailers for months. The Amidals, I'm assuming you meant animals. Amidals look so adorable. About Joker, I don't see Arthur as the Joker. He's just Arthur Fleck to me, who got the name by his father figure for making fun of him on live television. I mean, that's what they're going for. I mean, that's the narrative, that's the themes, that's the approach, is these labels and identities that kind of get thrust upon you and how that can corrupt you in a way. But again, as far as... Again, if I press any further, it's kind of spoilers, but anyway. Mad at Netflix for canceling Chaos. It was fab. Haven't seen anything about that except maybe like a still. I think, is Jeff Goldblum in it? Or am I thinking of something else? Isn't that about like the Greek gods or something? I don't know. It's like a comedy. I haven't actually seen a trailer or anything else about it though. But I did see that they axed it. So, the stock market. Indeed! Indeed! Indubitably. And then you two are just crushing on people back and forth. all chat long. I love a good TTRPG session, creating a D&D 2nd edition ranger for a game tonight. I never played 2nd edition. My first was 3.5 was when I came in, was on that, and then predominantly 5th edition I played a fair amount of. But man, all I remember from the 3.5 days was just the brutality of it. But then again, our DM was a complete dick in the way that he would really get almost like too much enjoyment out of punishing the players. Like, he was like a djinn. Like, if you were not like specific to the meter, to the foot, to whatever, he would try to fuck you. And it just didn't make it fun. Current DM, the one I've been with for like the last 5-6 years now, it's fantastic. He loves making a fun experience for the players, and it's great. We're doing a Star Wars one now. We've taken a little bit of a reprieve because he needed to shake things up, DMing, D&D and 5e for like that long. He kind of got burned out a little bit on it. So we took a little bit of a break and we transitioned, and we're doing like a Star Wars TPRG right now. And we're on our 2nd session, starting our 3rd next Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. What are your thoughts on the Penguin Show on Max? I'm not answering these questions. Watch my videos. I love how emotional you are in your reactions. Felt good not being the only person tearing up at how epic the Demon versus Ice Dragon versus Vox Machina fight was. Yeah, there's just something magical about a good fucking hype-ass sequence. Like, it can be in anything, and it can be any kind of sequence. Anything that is just like, you're just seeing so much shit come together, and it's just got this weight behind it, and then it just fucking it's assaulting your senses in all the right ways, and you're just like, yes! Yeah, dude, fuck. Dude, between that, maybe not as much, because it leaned a little more emotional. Because there was an emotional hook to it. But like the closest equivalent that immediately comes to mind from season 2 was when the gang showed up to back up Grog. And he's like, Vox Machina! Fuck! Shit! Up! And then it just pans to the group when they come in, just in the last fucking moment, and then they're just like, fuck! God damn, that fucking... Hell, dude, even in season 1, when they fought the Lightning Dragon, when they fought Krieg in episode 2, and again, when they came together and they made all their shit work and then they took him down, that was hype as fuck. That actually got me to tear up a little bit too. And I barely knew the characters at that point. Like, there's just a great way that you can craft like a sequence like that that just gives you chills, and they are so good at it. Whew. Can't wait for season 2 of Wednesday, likewise. Who are my favorite characters from Bleach? I do love me some Ichigo. Some Ichigo. But my favorite character is Kisuke. Kisuke Urahara is my favorite character, followed quickly by Hitsugaya. Toshiro Hitsugaya is my second favorite, I would say. And one character, though, I love, and I as much as I love them, I just can't say they're my favorite just because they never did anything with it after the fight, is Ulquiorra. Ulquiorra is one of my favorite character designs in the entire anime. His resurrection as well, fantastic. His approach, his nihilism, loved it. What he brought to the table and all of it, loved it. I felt like they really were going to set up for something for him after the fact, but they didn't, which sucks. But all in all, long term, one of my favorites, I think hands down, has been Kisuke. I've been working on a cosplay. I've got both a metal and a bamboo replica of his Zanpakuto toe as well back there. I will say you're one of my favorite. I will say, mate, you're one of the only reactors to get murder drones. That's why so many people jumped on you from episode 1 trying to give you the context. We're not on Earth. You follow well. Well, I'm hoping episode 5 didn't throw me off. Because I'm not going to lie. As much as I think I have an idea of what it is, I am not confident that I have an idea on what's going on. It threw a lot of information at you real quick, and then you just kind of have to piece it all together and hope you're holding on, because there's just a lot of crazy ass shit in that episode. I assume and would hope that they spell it out in the final 3 episodes. Not gonna lie, a ship Enid and Wednesday. I mean, that'd be an interesting little pairing. I see them more as like a Galinda and Elphaba situation. But also, you could see there's some tension there as well, but I don't know. Maybe. Do you think Sophia knows everything? We didn't hear the conversation between them and the Falcon's wife. Right now, I'm going to say no, but that would be a good twist if that was the case. I wasn't suspecting that, so I don't know. I hear the penguin. I still think Pingu. Newt. Could you imagine? Just put Pingu, just replace Colin Farrell's penguin in the penguin with Pingu, and just let every other scene play out normally. I would love to see that. Should Ghost Rider movies get a 3rd movie? I'll be honest, I've never seen the 2nd one. I never got around to actually watching. I think I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen all of the 2nd Ghost Rider film. And I'm not even sure that if I've seen it. Maybe I've watched like a review of it on YouTube. Like an in-depth kind of long-form essay on it. I don't know if I've actually sat down and watched the 2nd one. I know I've seen clips from it, but I don't know if I've seen it. I've definitely seen the 1st one a few times, but I don't think I've seen the 2nd one. They're making a DCU Teen Titans, and Nogueira, who wrote the new Supergirl movie, is writing the script. Cool, let's go. Maybe I missed that announcement, but see, I figured we were going to do something along those lines. Haven't seen The Wild Robot yet. Like I mentioned before, I don't know jack shit about it. I've only been hearing about it by name at this point, but I have not seen it yet. And I probably am not going to be able to go see it while it's in theaters. It's meant to be very, very good. It's meant to be very, very good. You didn't say it is very, very good. Creates a holy trinity of robot animation films with WALL-E and Iron Giant. Can I be honest here real quick? Not that I'm ever lying. That's something like I never really thought about until somebody said it. A lot of people just casually say like, let's be real, or I'm not going to lie. Like just to throw it out there to accentuate the truth. But it does, in fact, and it never crossed my mind that you're just like, I'm not going to lie. It was like, so you do lie sometimes? And I was like, damn, you are right. That does kind of imply that sometimes you may be fibbing or not being honest. So I've been trying to stop saying that, but I'm so used to just casually throwing that around as like a affirmation of truth. Either way, little side tangent. When I first watched WALL-E, and I haven't watched it since, I didn't like it. There was some cute moments of it, but I didn't care for it. Iron Giant, however, adore that movie. Omni-Man really said he wants Scorpion's powers when he only has because his family was murdered. So Omni just says he wants his family murdered. Nice one, Omni. Hey, Hanzo Hisashi has those powers even when he's alive in the reset timeline. Just saying, they didn't have to die for him to get those fire powers. But anyway, Omni, not Omni-Man. Would you consider reacting to the Scott Pilgrim movie? If I didn't know that movie word for word, I would love to. And it's one of those movies where I've considered maybe doing, because some people was like, what if you did like a commentary on something you have seen, something you actually loved and want to share? Like, it's not a first time watch. I'm still like apprehensive about doing things like that. I've done it with like things I haven't seen in like a million years and needed a refresher on, like when we did our Mission Impossible watch through of the entire, to catch up on all the films that I hadn't seen. I'd seen the first 3 when they first came out, but never since. And I wanted to watch the later films to kind of see what all the fuss was about. So I just rewatched them as refreshers. I haven't done anything like that in any other sense, or a movie that I intimately know. Like, I've seen Scott Pilgrim the movie in theaters when it first came out. I was one of the few people that actually paid to see the movie in theaters. I had it when it came out on DVD, and I've got it on digital. I've got it on Blu-ray. I've got Pops. I've got the books. I've got the games. I reacted to Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, the anime, on the channel. You can check those out, because if you think you haven't seen the movie, it would be very weird if I just went straight into the anime. I have reacted to the anime. I love it. I love that universe. I love it to death. I used to, maybe not word for word now, but I used to be able to just watch the movie and speak along with the movie. So I don't know. Maybe one day, if I'm feeling up to it, maybe we could do something like that. I just don't know what the audience or the like, if that's something people as a whole, you know, people in the chat have mentioned they would be cool with stuff like that, but I don't know if, like, the grand scheme of things, that's something people really would gravitate towards or not. So I've just kind of been apprehensive about it. What's up to you? How are you doing? How is you? Greetings from Liverpool. Hell yeah. Missing the footy. Aw, missing all the footy. Yeah, a little lack of Ted Lasso out here, I would assume. Unless you're actually referring to the actual games themselves. But we'll have a new season of that around the corner sometime soon. I mean, not soon, but in the future. Be honest, are you attracted to Melina from MK without her mask? Let's just say, I mean, I wouldn't not. I see you putting on that chapstick, getting ready to do that shit. Hey, valid, very appropriate technique. That girl blowing up in the way that she has feels like some kind of scam, some kind of psyop joke that is being played upon the internet. I don't know how that blew up. I mean, I get how that clip went viral. I don't know how she's become like she's been asked on podcasts. She's getting a TV show. She's got her own show now, all off of this. I'm like, what the fuck? Coyote Bra. Miss Legends Tomorrow. Love that show. Me too, man. Me too. Enjoy the Arrowverse. Flash was something I rewatched because wow. I'm watching Robin Yoho's reactions to it, which has been a lot of fun. Are you going to see Digital Circus after finishing Murder Drones? I'm thinking about it. Miss watching Batwoman because of Alice. Likewise. Dude, Rachel Scarston, one, is fucking amazing. And just her performance as Alice is so good. No, it is not Kuai Liang. That is in MK1. In MK9, not 9, after, in the rebooted timeline, he's undead. Or he's not dead. Like, we cut to, was it 10? I think in 10, we go to, he's a human. He's human, and still has his fire powers. And it's Hanzo. It's before the reset to 1. It's the second reset. Hanzo does, in fact, still have fire powers. Love Digital Circus. It's wild and crazy. Sending the big hype energy your way. Actually catching you live. Hope you're doing amazing. Well, thank you, Laney Bear. Welcome, welcome. Sophie Falcone and the Penguin. If you recognize her, it's because she was Jordan's first wife in Wolf of Wall Street before Margot Robbie. I've never seen that movie, but I recognize her from How I Met Your Mother because she is the mother in the title of the show. Any recommendations of what series I could let my parents watch? They liked Arrow, Flash, Daredevil, Cobra Kai, so action series, I guess.
They get bored with slow-paced dramas. Crashing, you are completely off. You aren't understanding me. I know what you're talking about. You're still talking about MK1. I know what you're talking about. I'm not talking about MK1. Before MK1 even exists, when he becomes alive again, he has power still. It's before Chronica and the timeline reset that creates all that bullshit. Anyway. Hell. Fucking Sub-Zero is a human and has cryokinesis. He's not from Outworld. It exists in the timeline. But his ability to and connection to the Netherrealm does not exist when he's in his human form. There is that. Sorry, I'm like talking about other shit. Sorry. Crashing's being combative and ignoring some key elements of our argument. Recommendations. I mean, you said Daredevil. Have you tried any of the other Marvel shows? Maybe like WandaVision, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Punisher. The Punisher might be a little heavier, but I don't know. If they like Daredevil, I think they will like some of those. But I'm trying to think like anything else. Doesn't matter. No one beats Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero used to be my favorite for a long time, and eventually it just became Scorpion as I got older. Let's see. Anything else? I mean, there's the Legend of Vox Machina, if they don't mind animated stuff. Avatar: The Last Airbender, always a good recommendation. Again, it doesn't line up with what we're talking about here, though none of those are animated, but I don't know. Stranger Things? Stranger Things. Stranger Things. Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy, Stranger Things. Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 comes out next month. I completely forgot about that. That is next month. We've got Arcane and Cobra Kai next month, right? Woof. Ryan can't hate Green Lantern too much because he met his wife. That's true. Ghost Stories was an anime from the 2000s that flopped to Japan, so when they brought it to the US, had total freedom to do whatever they want as long as they kept the names of the characters and ghosts. Oh, so is the story even the same at all? Then... and I'm going to be playing Sparking Zero. Not on the channel, no. I've been playing it just in my own time between editing and stuff, just to kind of, while I'm waiting on something to finish processing or upload, I've been playing. I just finished all of Goku's missions yesterday, and I just finished Trunks's missions yesterday. And I'm just kind of working through all the story mode stuff at the moment. But yeah, no, I've been playing a fair amount of it, but it's not, to me, it's just not one of those games that I would want to stream. It's something I'm keeping to myself to just kind of get through some of these little gaps while I'm doing everything else. Omni the Mushroom from Penguin isn't a tease towards Scarecrow, it's a Poison Ivy tease, because Bliss in the comics is what Poison Ivy uses to seduce people. I didn't mean that it is a tease towards Scarecrow. They are using it as part of their treatments to rehabilitate them. What I meant was, and what I said was, it opens the door to stuff like that Crane could use. Not that specifically, but that stuff like this. I mean, it exists in the real world, but Matt Reeves and like some of these elements of Batman's villains, I'm not sure how much he's going to take into consideration, but it just means that we could entertain the idea of a fear toxin. Something that does the opposite of what Bliss does. So, that's what I was talking about.
I was not trying to make a connection in any other way to that there. They did some speed runs of stuff from Super and movies. Oh, they definitely did. The what ifs though in Sparking are awesome. Did you see the Lanipator and Kaiser Neko did a creator commentary for DBZA, and they did a review series for DBGT, and now they're doing one for DB Superheroes? I did not. I'll have to look into that. What's up, Michael? How are you? What are your overall thoughts on season 4 of Arrow? I think it's not as bad as people think or remember. There were certainly some baffling decisions, and it is the weakest season, I think, in the whole show. Damien Dark doesn't gel all that well with Arrow's tone. But I don't know. It was fine. It was fine. It is the weakest season, but for me, it's fine. It's fine. They stopped a bridge at the end of Cell Saga. See, that's what I thought. But recently they made a Boo Saga special that's basically its highlights of the Boo arc, and they get abridged, but it's funny as fuck. I know they did like the Broly movie, or one of the Broly movies too as well. What's your favorite new cast members of the live action One Piece? Because I thought really got some great new actors. I'm excited to see Joe. I think the one I'm the most excited for is Sindhil Ramamurthy playing Cobra, just because I like Sindhil Ramamurthy. But Joe Manganiello as Crocodile, let's go. Let's go. Let's see. I'll have it first. Watching Dragon Ball Z over 9,000 times, or Omni-Man answering your question? You probably get through everything else pretty far. It's themed, hosted by actors. Okay, answers my question about the thing there. Ariel has a daughter who wants to live in the sea. Yeah, I don't know if that rings a bell or not. Glad to be able to ask you stuff live. Well, shoot. All the Critical Role cast members have mentioned watching reactors. I think this was the first time they mentioned specific names. Yeah, I saw, cause like even I saw Liam even added in, cause I know Matt didn't, and there's a couple obviously, cause there's just so many. He was listing off his favorites, and I know Liam threw in Little Funny Girl Reacts, and I watch her stuff. She's fantastic. But yeah, there's a lot of there's just too many names to go around. But it's great to me that they get involved in that way and love the support and love seeing the reaction to this thing they created. I'm sure there's some kind of catharsis that has to come from that as well. Question, what's your opinion of the One Piece English dub? I've only watched the dub for episode 1. I haven't watched the dubbings for any of the other episodes, because I watched episode 1 in sub and in dub to kind of see which way I wanted to go, and then just my gut still pulled me to sub, even though I think editing wise it would be easier to do the English, and obviously I think more convenient for the viewers themselves, which I guess is a little selfish of me. But I don't know. Some of them are the voices are so common, it just feels weird hearing them from the characters. I mean, it's not bad. It really wasn't bad. Like, it was honestly, especially in the first episode, like I thought it could have went either way, but I don't know. Something about me just wants to hear the original performances. But I don't know. It is what it is. I'm surprised Vox Machina didn't see the Briar Words getting messed up in hell. Wait, were they? Wait, did I miss that? Were they in there? Or is that just something that should have been in there? Oshinoko is a drama anime that explores the entertainment and idol industry and ups and downs of it, and the characters are very complex. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that could get real fucky then, I'd imagine. Somebody peed in the closet. Was not on my bingo card. One of the cats, to clarify for anybody that is coming in now when I am just reading this. Coming to say hi. It's been a while. How are you? I'm doing good, Aiden. I hope you're doing well. I really like watching you react and comment. Will you try to watch Dragon Ball Daima? I'm thinking about it. I'm a little scared to react to anything Dragon Ball related, but it is, I mean, it's also Toei, so I'm also playing that gamble with One Piece at the moment. It seems to be going okay for now.
I know Married to the Real just put out their reaction to it. I might. This month, it's probably not on the table. I'm just too busy this month. So if opportunity arises in the subsequent months, I might try to catch up because I think it's week to week. I'm very curious about it. I mean, it's the last thing Akira Toriyama worked on. So I kind of want to see it. I've been hanging in there, still sort of struggling with my grandma's passing 5 months later, or 5 months ago. Last week was my birthday. Also got a girlfriend on that day as well. Oh, so you got a girlfriend for your birthday? Just like open her up out of my box? No, congrats, man. Again, still sorry to hear about your grandmother's passing, but I'm glad that you've been getting some positive swings coming your way. Much, much, much deserved. I also saw Joker 2 on my birthday as well. Can't wait, but my girl and I have been friends for 3 years now, had feelings for each other for a while, and we decided to give it a shot. Well, hell yeah, man. Literally the best birthday gift ever. Thought Deadpool was great. Thought Cobra Kai Season 6 first episode was not the best, but I'm excited for the rest later on. We had fun here now until you're talking shit about Cobra Kai Part 1, and I'll let it slide because you had some cool stuff happen. If you had to get rid of all series just to keep one, which would it be? Do I love X-Files so much that I would sacrifice all the other amazing shows that I've watched in my life to keep it alive? To keep it alive. To keep it alive. It's my favorite show. It's my favorite show. Like, if you guys don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't know by this point. I'll fucking mention it any chance I get. God, man, there's some fucking really good shows. I think I would still keep the X-Files now that I'm thinking about it, because hell, a lot of the shows that I love wouldn't even exist without the X-Files to begin with. So it's like a splinter, a butterfly effect. Yeah, X-Files. Sorry. Most and least favorite movies of both Alien and Predator franchises. Least favorite Alien film, Resurrection. Fuck that movie. Favorite film, Aliens. Predator. Predator 1. Least favorite, Predator. What is it? The Predator? The Predator, right? Whatever the one is where they're trying to assimilate autism because it's a superpower. And they had the Mega Predator. Which one was that? That's the Predator, right? I have to look, because I don't know if anybody's going to respond as fast. Yes. Dude, that movie was fucking terrible. Predators was entertaining. It was fun. It shook things up. I like Predator 2. It's I think it's very underappreciated. But yeah. The Predator is dog shit. Rewatching MMPR, and man, it took a while for the new 3 to get the rhythm. Also, part 2 of season 2 felt like Tommy Oliver and Friends show. Yeah, it does kind of turn into that for a bit. I haven't watched it in a minute, so I don't know if I've noticed the kind of bumpiness it takes for Adam, Aisha, and Rocky to kind of get their groove. Met all of them here in the past year, and that was a delight. Johnny is always busy because of all of his voice work and stuff, just not MMPR alone, but like, got to talk to him about that. But I was happily surprised by Karen Ashley and Steven Cardenas at the last GalaxyCon I went. They weren't on the guest list, but they were there, and I got to meet them. I got this. Karen Ashley was selling these a lot of different stuff. that she had at her little booth. But she had these little replica communicators, one for each of the Rangers or whatever. I didn't have a lot of money to spend because I already spent a crazy amount of shit at that convention already, but I got this, and she also had, where is it? I think it's still on my desk. Where are you? Is it? I need to clean my desk if this is an indication. It didn't fall off, is it? Damn it. Where did I put it? Well, anyway, it's like a belt buckle clasp of the Green Ranger Morpher. I think it fell off because I don't see it anymore, and I don't feel like getting up to look. Anyway, here I am still looking. I'm annoyed. I need to clean my desk. There's just a pile of random shit just in this corner, which is unfortunately where I tend to shove everything. Alright, hold on. Found it. Yeah, it did fall. It did fall. He's gonna find a cat under there. No, here it is. So they had a bunch of these. There's like the rustic kind of like weathered ones, and then there's like the more pristine ones that just, unlike the actual replicas that are made of fucking metal, you can at least actually put this on your belt buckle and it not feel like you're walking around with 10 pounds of quarters in a fanny pack. Moving on. I took way too long trying to find that. Let's see. Oh my, have you seen The Big G? It's a fan-created series spin-off of Has-Been following the big man upstairs. I think I saw something about this, but I thought I think I saw oh fuck, I don't remember her name. It's Theater Kid Reacts or whatever. What's her name? Weebsy? I don't remember. I think I saw something about that. It was like Has-Been but with God or something like that. And I didn't know what the hell it was. I assumed that was just to catch an interest and it wasn't actually a spinoff. I mean, it's fan made. It's not canon. So I'm not all that concerned. There's plenty of AU stuff, and already in the fandom, there's a lot of people that get AU lore mixed in with what is actually going on. So I don't know how much I want to just kind of muddy those waters. But I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it in my own time. I don't know if I'll react to it, but I mean, if it is, I don't know. I don't know. But I just thought that was an equation. Like, it was more like a, hey, it's like this, but it's some other project or whatever. I didn't know it was like an actual fan AU animation in the Has-Been universe. Excited for JXK3 in 2027. I heard that Godzilla-centered story with a darker and serious tone this time. Interesting. Let's go. I think the Penguin is also very good so far. What do you think? Check out my reactions. If you could throw a themed party, what would it be? If you could go to a themed party, which would you prefer to dress up for? I don't know. Karate Kid. Let's do it. Gotta go. See you in another stream. Take it easy, DJ. Yo, Darren was in here like half an hour ago. I don't know if he still is. Also changed my name from my profile pic to my pet, and her name is Savannah. Well, Savannah is a little cutie. This was indeed about the Greek gods living amongst us, and it was bonkers. Why was Thor crying? One day, maybe we'll find out.
I think Joker 2 is definitely not better than the first, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. It just shows you the sequel wasn't necessary. Fair enough. Have I seen Harder They Fall? I do. I have a review for it. My buddy made a custom... Actually, I have a full-length watch-along of it, too, I think. Let me confirm that. I'm pretty sure, because there was a point where I was actually recording my reactions for some of the movies I was reviewing, but I wasn't posting highlights. I think that was one of them. Yeah, The Harder They Fall. It's on there. I do have a reaction of it, but only on Patreon. Let's see. My buddy made a custom One Piece D&D system. We've been playing weekly for a few years. It's a lot of fun, but he has a crazy devil fruit, and he basically has to roll regular checks to justify the use. My buddy, we do this yearly, because me and my friends getting together is insanely difficult, that we at least have a weekend once a year. We rent a house in Kentucky and just spend the entire time playing this homebrew Digimon campaign that my buddy came up with the rule sets for, the cards, the stats, the moves, everything, the rules, the world, the story, all of it. And we've been playing through that. We've done like 3 years of it so far. And even if we have like some get-together, sometimes we might just sit down and kind of play it. But yeah, it's fucking wild. And that's awesome. We've talked about doing like a Naruto one as well, or a DBZ one at one point or another, but like the Digimon one has been a pleasant surprise. Maybe the reason why Thor was crying is making all the friends he was made along the way. No. Best line from Chucky: I think I'm scared to go to hell. I'm from Jersey. Jersey is also where Gotham is, so how long do you think Chucky would survive in Gotham? I don't know. It's not... A killer doll is not unusual in Gotham. I mean, there is Scarface. But in... Hell, I mean, in this Gotham, he might actually get away with quite a lot. You make watching Vox Machina fun to watch along. Thanks for your post. Well, thank you, 730 EV. I really do appreciate that. I try to make it fun. Also, why was Thor crying? Thor crying looked like that scene for Thor 2 when Loki faked his death. Before I forget to mention, Pedro and Oscar, double yum. Just have to throw that in there, don't you? Am I looking forward to Venom 3? Null is interesting. I don't know how they're going to do that. Especially considering this is the final movie with this Venom. So, weird thing to pull that out of their ass for the last one. Also, Batman Part 2 takes place 2 weeks after the Penguin show. Do we know that for a fact? I don't remember reading that anywhere. While the Penguin takes place a week after the Batman, literally no breaks, but the second film is supposed to have a winter setting. Interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm banking we're going to get some Court of Owls action. This is a fact that I find actually surprising. Michael Bay has 2 movies on the Criterion Collection, first being The Rock, and 2 being Armageddon, of all things. Armageddon makes sense. I've never seen The Rock, so I can't speak for that, unfortunately. Because that has, shit. Dude, if I just type The Rock movie, I don't know if... Okay, it did. Yeah, okay, it is the one I was thinking of, the one with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. I've never seen it. I've only ever seen like the box art and stuff from it, and I remember him being framed on it. I didn't know that was a Michael Bay movie. I haven't seen Transformers 1. Is it any good? I've heard nothing but great things about it, but I have not seen it yet. I want Colin Farrell to play Pingu now. That would be hilarious. Sophia's gonna be pissed the Penguin left her behind, and he buggered off. Yeah, I can't wait to see the fallout of that decision. I mean, hell, technically his cover's burned at this point, so who knows? James Gunn said Batman in his universe will be old. He'll be older. He's not going to be old. I mean, he's got Damian, but he's still actively Batman. But he's definitely going to be older than Superman, at least from what he said. Asmodean crystals need a Haktua to activate their portals, I guess. They need some kind of love and care. Yeah, he did give it a little Haktua, and then a little DJ action
to activate it this last time. He's kind of getting his groove on it a little bit more consistently, even though in Apology Tour, he was just using it left and right. But then again, after Apology Tour, his entire, like, demeanor and sense of self was just destroyed after that. I'm sure his confidence in himself was completely shattered. That's my excuse that I've come up with why he was struggling to perform during the Penguin episode. I'm late, but hello. What's up, Westerosi Gamer? I've seen the images for that new Jurassic World movie. What do you think of the next installment in the franchise? The storyline is literally the second Anaconda movie. And many other movies. It's a rinse and repeat of a concept we've seen before, but with dinosaurs. The last few movies have completely destroyed my faith that they were going to make another good one. So, who knows? I'm hoping against hope that this will be good. But the premise itself is 1,000 movies we've already seen. To be fair, that's most movies. Honestly, I think Bane and Deathstroke movie would never happen, and here we are getting one. It's honestly cool. I'm curious what the story is going to be with that. I did see that announcement. I'm interested in see what that's going to be. But it's a good team up, especially for the people that know that Bane isn't just a mindless hulking thing. Unfortunately, that is I think the general population, thanks to the Batman movies, I think that's the case. But he's like a master tactician and a mercenary. You know, Dark Knight Rises leaned into that. Even if it wasn't as beloved, it was still, I think it tried to kind of fix his image. So hopefully people kind of are a little more open to that now. So I think that'd be an interesting little team up. You did not care for Wall-E? At the time, I definitely did not. Are you going to watch the anime Lord of the Rings movie coming out? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure yet. Not gonna lie, Wall-E is very good. Might be a second viewing to solidify your opinion. I remember hating Terminator 2 the first time I watched it. Then on second viewing, my opinion changed. There's been some movies like that where I guess maybe the first time I watched it, I fucking hated it. Watched it again later and I'm just like, I don't know what was going on. I didn't mind this, or I loved it, or whatever, you know? Sometimes it's who you're with. Sometimes it's your mood at the time. Sometimes it's the experience. I don't know. Maybe if I watched it now in a different mindset, years later, could be completely different. All I know is that when I watched it for the first time, I didn't really care. I didn't dislike it, but I felt almost nothing about it by the end of the movie. That's all I remember. Also, what do you think of How to Shit? How to Shit. That is not what we were talking about. God damn it, I was about to do it again. House of the Dragon. Not How to Train Your Dragon. House of the Dragon. Season 2. I think it was too dragged out, but it was still good. I agree. I think in what it needed to do, it was, unfortunately, it's just a section of the story that required some build and some pieces to get moved in these waves. Did it need to be as long as it needed to be? I don't know. But I get why it ended where it ended. It was very much so a bridge season. Almost like a part 1 of what should have been a 2-part season, kind of. So I get that. It kind of ends anticlimactically. I was the same with Wall-E, but I did give it another go and loved it. Also did the same with the Cars and the Incredibles. Yeah, again, maybe I need to give it another go one of these days. He's about to get his soul sucked. Weird context for an MK movie. True. Scott Pilgrim made me learn the real L word. And it's not love, it's lesbians. I'm in lesbians with you. Thanks for doing this video. Well, thank you, Victor. Thank you for being here watching it. FYI, NASA will be launching the Europa Clipper on October 14th to look for alien life in Europa's 60-mile deep oceans. It'll land in 2030. Hell yeah! I know, like, when we were talking about Scorpion, you know, Ginger was just lost. You know, Scott Pilgrim, word for word bullshit. I said I used to. Let's test it. Do a rewatch and every word you remember, you have to take a shot. I'll play along with you. Dude, I will be thrashed by the end of that, dude. Like I said, I used to. I like, there was a period where I watched it every day. For a long time, it was the only digital movie I had too. So I had it on my iPhone, and I had it on my iPod at the time when that existed. I had it on my Zune even. I had it on every digital item I had at the time. So if I was at work and had downtime, I was listening to the movie. If I was driving, I was listening to the movie. It was a little weird, but I didn't really have anything else to do. Like if I wasn't feeling like a song or anything like that, I would just put on Scott Pilgrim, just as background. Did I watch episode 2 and 3 of Sonic Shadow Dark Shadow X Sonic X Shadow Dark Beginnings? I watched episode 2, but I have not watched episode 3 yet. I have not watched the new episode. It will be okay. Have I seen Legion? No. JJ, the BF, was a major mental case and a youngin', and Joker and Legion, he felt like he was really captured the earth-shattering mental fractures and mental health. Yeah, I have not seen Legion. I have heard great, fantastic things about it, but it's one of those shows I haven't gone around to, so I'm gonna have to. It's another one of those that's just kind of on the list. I have to figure that out one of these days. What's up, Join Gaming? I've been watching along with your Agatha all along and Murder Journ's reactions. Got to ask, how did you put the Billy twist together on instinct right away? I was blown away and caught off guard. There was a lot of speculation already when he was cast that we might be entertaining that idea, and there's already, following the events of WandaVision, is waiting for them to bring these characters back, and this mystery there, along with the M on his mouth, along with the name drop of the fact that he was able to break the Scarlet Witch's spell, and the talks of his dead mother, and the things that his mother used to like and do. Who just recently died? Wanda. Like, that's where all my shit was going. And then eventually the show started to pull me away from that, and then I was like, okay, wait, maybe he's Agatha's son. Then, then Rio shows up and throws a wrench into that, and I just went back to the original one because it's the one that makes the most sense based on the new context. I knew Billy Kaplan was coming. I think most people did following WandaVision. It was just how, and just the context clues. It just felt too on the nose for me. And that he was interested and sought out Agatha. So, yeah. What's up, guys? Just want to say hi, sorry, love y'all. Hey, never apologize. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to join in at any time. By the way, I got promoted to chief scriptwriter at my production company, so yay. Well, hell yeah, man. Congratulations. Moving up that ladder. Did you know about Hitman with Glenn Powell and Adria Arjona? I'm sure you're familiar with her in Andor and Morbius. Yeah, but I didn't know. Is this like Hitman the Games or something else? Because I'm not familiar with a project with Glenn Powell and her titled Hitman. I don't know if this is like a new thing, but I'm not aware of it if it is. Anywho, I'm about to bounce. See you next time. Take it easy, Logan. There are multiple levels of hells in D&D. Yes, that is. There usually are. There usually are. I think I enjoyed aspects of season 4. I think that's the season where a lot of people started hating Felicity, right? I don't know when that started. I know the big middle finger a lot of people felt was the way they handled Laurel. I think that was the thing that upset people the most, at least in my neck of the woods, in my circles. That was the thing that pissed people off the most. I never cared for her as the Black Canary. I know she's supposed to be in the comics. This is one of those situations where I'm like, the adaptation has kind of taken its own path, and them forcing her into the Black Canary role, I hated it. And I was like, when she showed up as Black Siren, I was like, hell yeah, I like that version. The regular one, is fine. Whatever. When she died, I don't remember feeling much. I just felt like that character ran her course. And I think they did too. Omni greater than every reaction channel. Hey, I appreciate that bold statement. I love it. Thank you so much. You humble me, but I don't agree. I do my best. I do my best, but there's a lot of great channels out there, and I'm not sure if I could put myself up in the annals of the reaction kingdom with the rest of them. I'm always dub when it comes to anime. I'm sorry to hardcore anime fans. It depends on what it is. Death Note, love the dub. Full Metal Alchemist, prefer the dub. Dragon Ball, in all of its forms, I prefer the dub. Naruto, I can actually kind of go back and forth on. Bleach, I actually think they are pretty formidable. It's hard to like beat Johnny Young Bosch in a lot of things. But I don't know. It just depends. It just depends. Inuyasha is another one. I prefer the dub, but they never. I don't think they ever dubbed Final Act. So I had to watch that in sub. I don't know that that ever got an English release. Please do a Wolf of Wall Street reaction. Maybe one of these days. Let's see. I get it, but the original with subs, you understand better the concepts, like nakamas and other words I can't spoil. Yeah, that's the thing too that I've come to realize over the years is the localization and the changes that happen in the story. Sometimes it's just like a tweaking of words to match up with what the lip flaps are doing so that the dub doesn't break and the same idea comes across. But I've become aware over the last couple of years, like 10, 15 years, that some dubbing studios have been like localizing things and wholly changing characterizations and intents and concepts to match the sensibilities of the West and stuff like that. And that's a number of things, from religion, from culture, to just storylines in general. So I never know when I'm watching a dub if it's even accurate to what was in the original. And that learning that really kind of threw a wrench into my enjoyment of some of them. It doesn't happen a lot, but there are some dubbing houses that do that very frequently. They're pretty notorious about doing stuff like that and completely altering the intent of the original series. So yeah, that's kind of why I've been leaning towards subs more recently, is so I can make sure I can get the actual stuff that was written there. Because even if it's not, I might not understand the language, at least it's like what was intended to be part of the story. Like some of the differences even in Yu Yu Hakusho, it's localization. Like they didn't alter too much of the intent, but there was like equations of this is the concept as it is in Japan, and then they equate it to like the English Western equivalent. And I'm just like, oh, that's what they meant by this. It's really interesting when you start to piece it together and watch the different versions of them. Because I went back and did a rewatch of Yu Yu Hakusho, and I got curious, and I put it on the, I started watching the sub of it, because I never watched the sub. And there's a lot of context that is completely different. Anyway, tangent aside, I'll watch One Piece once they find the second piece. Well, they gotta find the first piece first. Stop pretending it's not gonna be X-Files. I love how much you love the X-Files. I watched it when it was on television back in the day. #1 show for me too. Hell yes. Glad we see eye to eye. But yeah, I watched live. I watched the final season when it came on. That was the first season I watched live. Everything else I caught reruns on TNT evenings during the summer. And that's how I caught up with everything. Has anyone played the new Dragon Ball fighting game? How is it? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Story mode, when you're going through rehashing some of the same stuff we've seen 100,000 times, it's fine. The gameplay is flashy, beautiful, fun. I think it's some of the most beautiful Dragon Ball stuff we've seen in a long ass time. Game plays really well, but story mode a little lacking, content a little lacking. But when you're going into these story modes, there's a lot of what if scenarios depending on how certain events play out and how you perform or meet certain criteria. you can actually diverge the story and take it in a different direction. And a lot of those what ifs is where I feel like they put a lot of their effort, because you end up unlocking these sparking episodes, which are alternate timeline events. So I guess that's the namesake. So there's a lot more effort put into those, and it was so some of those are actually really fun to get into. The Predator, directed by Shane Black. Is it as bad as Resurrections or Alien 3? Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. It's in the context of the Predator films, it's pretty bad. I would rather watch The Predator. Actually, no, I'd rather watch Alien 3 than Resurrections or The Predator. I'm a Dragon Ball noob, but love fighting games, so I don't know if I should buy it. I mean, it's not like a traditional fighting game, unless you mean like Dragon Ball Fighters. That is more traditional fighter, which I highly recommend. That's a really good high skill game. I suck at it. But the new one, Sparking Zero, is a 3D like arena fighter. It's not an accurate description. It's not an arena fighter, but it's hard to describe it. But it's great. It's mechanically sound. It's not like a straightforward fighting game by any sense, but I really enjoy it. And it recaps the story even as a Dragon Ball noob. It breaks down pretty much everything for you, like in a Spark Notes kind of version, but it goes straight from Dragon Ball Z's beginnings to where we are currently with Dragon Ball Super. Would have loved to have seen some Dragon Ball in there. Never get enough Dragon Ball love. I think we need some more Dragon Ball love. I'd love a Dragon Ball centric game, just with Goku as a kid going against the Red Ribbon Army and all of that. That would be really fun. I think it'd be okay with Friends being the only series existing for me. Also, I think I would actually watch more movies that way. That's very true. That's true. Friends is definitely one right up there. People stop saying you want Joker to be an uncontrollable agent of chaos. They just did that with Havoc in MK1 DLC. And look how bad that turned out. You're something, Crashing. That is hilarious. How has the DLC been by this point? After the grind that was that first Scorpion incursion, I couldn't do it again. I tapped the fuck out of that game. Story mode, enjoyed it. Everything post-game, I couldn't get into it. Is watch? Joker should be smart and calculated. Chaos. Kitties, steel, messy, desk. I mean, it's not... It's been worse. It's all been worse. It was clean for like a week, and then went right to shit again. What I mean by smart, calculated chaos with the Joker is a boat scenario at the end of Dark Knight, but I think Barry will be a great Arkham Asylum Joker if they do that arc in movie 3. I know they equated him to like this world's Hannibal Lecter, which is what they were trying to recreate with that scene that got deleted. So it could be. It could be. I don't mind like a calculating Joker, like controlled chaos almost. I don't mind that. But I do like the idea of just being like the complete antithesis of Batman. There's a lot of really good takes on Joker, so it's really broad what you can do with it. So happy I can't see your desk. I would want to clean it. I would rather somebody else do it than me. Otherwise, this would be done. It was a very specific reference. I don't know what this was in. I don't remember what this comment came from, to be honest. Why is Thordak children so evil already? They just hatched. They just need to take a dragon nap. It's a good point. It's like they're trying to say that dragons are bored. To be fair, they are feral. They are babies. And he's just like, go have food. And they're just like, food. And then we're murdering them. So it is that. Remember the Friends episode with the messy girl when Monica shows up at the end because she can't sleep thinking about it? Yeah, when the girl was like so attractive, but Ross just couldn't get into it because her apartment was so messy. He finds like the dead rat, and there's just shit everywhere. Yeah. How would Toothless be up against any members of the Chroma Conclave, especially Thordak? he would get murdered almost immediately. I feel like. Like, I don't know. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. I just all of a sudden, like, I got mildly short of breath and had my chest was tightening, and I was like, is this the moment I'm having a heart attack? Like, nothing even happened, and I just had to get up and walk around, and yeah, okay, I'm feeling a lot better at this point. But yeah, I think the Chroma Conclave would destroy Toothless. Most D&D dragons, I would think they would. That place was disgusting. Who's my favorite One Piece villain so far? I don't know, man. This is gonna be weird, but it's between Crocodile and Kuro. I kind of get what Kuro was trying to do. He's like, I just want to be left the fuck alone, even though his plan was really fucked up. Also, his power set was really cool. But yeah, I can't wait to see. But like, unlike Arlong, unlike everybody else, like Crocodile's scheme and the lengths that he's willing to go, we still don't really even know the grand scheme of his plan. But it's just wild. And he's a threat, like a damn, like I don't even know how they're going to beat him kind of threat, you know? I don't know. So it's between those two, which is again weird to kind of throw Kuro into that hat. Like, and yeah, I don't know. I have moments like that sometimes where, like, I know everybody's kind of like worried about what I just mentioned, but I don't know. I think it's the lack of sleep, sometimes the caffeine, and obviously alcohol probably doesn't help. But I have some moments where I just need to get up and walk around because like my body just feels like it's gonna shut off. Which isn't good, I guess. But it is what it is. But I did have a slight moment of panic there. Digimon, Omni react to Digimon 2020. Have I seen it? Finding Omni as a Digimon fan might be the highlight of this year. I mean, I haven't watched much of 2020. I've seen like the first 5 episodes. I had trouble getting into it. You know, the story. It's just weird. And maybe it's just because I'm so close to the original. I mean, hell, look at me just reach right over here. And I got all of Digimon Tri. And then right over here, Last Evolution Kizuna. And then back there, I've got TK, Patamon, Kari, and Gatomon. I got a Mat and a Gabumon, a Tai, and a Agumon. I've got 6 Digivices, D1 Digivices to be fair, and Omnimon. Omegamon if you're a fan of the Japanese, but I'm a little primed for, I'm a little partial to the English translation of Omnimon because it's more badass. But I get it.
Yeah, I love Digimon. Adventure, 1, 2, mostly just the Adventure series. Like, O3 is okay, Frontiers is okay, but I feel like nothing can ever surpass the OG storyline, the original timeline. That's just me. Did I ever watch Card Captors? No. I might have seen an episode, but I don't remember. I know I was more aware of it than anything. I never really watched it. QQ, I collected old Digimon World 1 through 3 games, and I have so many other games. I absolutely loved it. Digimon World 3, I remember playing a bit. Could never really kind of commit to it. I started Survive, but also I just couldn't get into it. And then I tried Cyber Sleuth and just couldn't get into it. I'm like, when it comes to Digimon, I'm more into the anime, I guess is the fairer way to put it. Hold on a second. I'm just testing my body at the moment because I'm getting I've got like cold sweats at the moment. Pulse is fine. Arm is fine. No tightness of breath, but I don't know. I don't know. A little cold sweaty. Wouldn't Chucky fit in Gotham? I think so. Yes, Ginger, I literally have Kuro socks on right now. Look for my Clow cards, and they are in my parents' attic somewhere. After Venom 2, I have no faith in 3 at all. Fun fact, the woman who did the soundtrack for the Joker films, Hildor, I don't even know how to sing that. She also did Chernobyl. Well, hell yeah, that series was awesome. Check out my reactions to that. Wild series. Am I going to do Stranger Things 5 teaser reaction? Probably not. I'm probably going to go into Stranger Things raw, just like I did with season 4. Didn't watch any of the trailers and just went right into it. Probably going to do the same thing with Stranger Things. Maybe the first trailer, maybe not. I don't know. Will I watch Wild Robot when it comes out on TV or whatever? Maybe. Like I said, maybe. I don't know. They've already said Null will be a post-credit scene to set up Spider-Man 4. Is that confirmed or just somebody's reporting on it? I don't know why you would just report, or why you would confirm that, though. I'm going to do a Deadpool and Wolverine reaction. No, because I've seen the movie. I did a review for it, because I saw it in theaters. What's up, Anatar? As a former theater kid and a voice kid, what's your favorite musical? I don't like all of Moulin Rouge, but Tango Roxanne is amazing. I'm trash and love Grease 2, but Michelle Pfeiffer. Probably Wicked or Rent. If I had to, or Hairspray. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'll probably go with Wicked, I think. No. That's hard. I'm gonna go with Rent because I just know the songs more intimately. Yeah, the ending of Agatha episode 5 was amazing. It's raining here. Stay safe, by the way. It's my time now. I'll see if I can join next week, Saturday. You all have the great rest of the live. Take it easy, Michelle. Thanks for stopping in. I really do think that Ryu is death. Likewise. Just remember to ask you this. Is there a reason why you haven't been putting the episode names for Agatha in the title? It's because they're so fucking long. And I didn't want to take up half the fucking brick of the title. Hitman is a Netflix film directed by Richard Linklater. So is it just a generic Hitman thing and it's not based on Hitman, the IP? Hitman is a rom-com comedy from the last year, has nothing to do with the game. Okay, immediately answered my question right there.
Congrats on 100k subs. Didn't even notice that you reached 100k. Well, thank you, Tharuka. What's up, 3W? It's been a minute. How's it been? Been pretty good. Speed of anime. Have you seen the new one, Solo Leveling? I can't wait for season 2 in January. I have not. It's another one of those ones that have come out that just like hear a lot of people bringing it up, but I haven't given it a chance. I haven't had the time. Because Rio is always in the background watching others. There's a lot of context clues that make me think she's deaf at this point. And Dragon Ball Kami's real name is God, and the Lookout is the heavenly realm. Well, there's things like that, man. Sorry, Blind Wave, Real Rejects, previewed Omni. Everyone else. So Omni is the best solo reaction channel. Happier? Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like it is a lot harder. And I'm not the only one. But it's very... I feel like doing it all alone and like talking without somebody to bounce off of and also share perspectives makes it kind of difficult to navigate. So I think I do pretty good for managing a conversation on my own and not having anybody to kind of bounce off of that's here watching it with me. I genuinely think you're one of the best YouTubers out there. Well, thank you, Christian. I really appreciate that. Christian didn't see that message. I love the game. About 65 hours in on Steam. It runs fantastic, and what ifs are amazing, and their custom battles, a lot of fun also. Too many branches in the new DBC. Hopefully, the last boss is Loki. The FBI agent who goes after Leo. What? Never watched Dragon Ball Z. Heard so much about it, though. Did you notice Lilia saying save Agatha and Alice don't on 2 separate occasions a few episodes back? I think she meant Alice don't save Agatha because she saw what would happen if she did save her. Oh, that's a good catch. You know, she has been seeing shit out of order, but it just sucks that she can't remember it. Did you catch they are calling LexCorp LuthorCorp in Superman and Lois? I didn't pick up on that. No. I wonder if that's going to play a part. What's your top 5 perfect trilogies? I don't know if there are... I don't know what I would call... I don't know if there are perfect trilogies. Well, okay, that's not true. Lord of the Rings, the original Star Wars trilogy, I would put in there as well. I don't know. I don't know if I would put anything else in that category. Because every other one I can think of kind of has a dud in it, so I wouldn't call it a perfect trilogy that comes to mind. But I mean, those 2 are definitely... Can I think of 5? I don't know. If there's ever been an inspiration for the Inside Out 2, it's got to be Uncut Gems. I still never got to see that. I got those kind of anxious vibes when anxiety started a tornado all over my mind console. All over the mind console. Oh, I see what you're saying. I still need to see that movie, man. Uncut Gems, not Inside Out 2. I reacted to that. Omni, you're not having a heart attack. It's just a xenomorph. You'll be fine. Hope nothing serious. If Rio is dead, I'm worried about Billy because technically he's supposed to be dead. Well, technically he's not. He never existed. So there's something else going on there. Watched the first 15 episodes of X-Files Season 1 months back, and I had to stop because I was busy with studying. Need to get back into the series now. Worries in British. I just have like some spells that just kind of come and go, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but sometimes it just happens, man. This month has been difficult on my body, I'll say, just because of the sleep schedule and everything. So I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out, but I keep saying that, and then something else comes up. Don't care for any haters for A24 movies like Uncut Gems, The Witch, Lighthouse, Midsommar, or even Hereditary because they're
They're more than just shock value gory movies for the sake of shock value. I don't hear anybody say that about anything. Most people I hear when they talk about A24, and I'm one of them, genuinely praise their movies. I've never heard this snubbery against A24. Like, when I see A24 on something, I genuinely go into it being like, I think I'm going to have a good time today. Or at least I'm going to think. Need to take care of yourself. True. True. A true Digi-destined. You know, I've done 100% runs of each Digimon World 1-3 game, and I've sent copies I collected to people so they could play them on stream. Hint, hint, if you ever want to. Probably won't be able to get around to it. I'll save you the time there. I was obsessed with Pokemon that I dissed Digimon, and I regret it now because I think I would have loved it. Digimon is a very different beast. This was like a marketing problem, and I think they were trying to capitalize it in the West by making it an older kid's Pokemon, when it's not really at all. I mean, hell, even in Japan, it's not a Pokemon competitor. They're not even in the same market. Digimon was a competitor against Tamagotchis. Like, that's how that started. It never even was intended to cross paths with Pokemon at all. It's just the West didn't know how to market it. But it is for older kids. It's not as dumbed down as Pokemon is. It can get dark, it can get deep, it can get pretty wicked, and especially once you kind of get into the parts where the characters actually grow up, because they start off, they're, 11? I think in the first season, and then in the final movie, or at least the most recent movie, they're in their mid-20s. And it's hard to watch, like, especially with that, because it's just like, it dives into some real existential shit, man. Like, it's like one of those, like, bittersweet fuck endings, and I'm just like, I watched it the one time, and it just impacted me so hard. Plus, Digimon's set in the real world. Hell, one of the Digidestins was a first responder on 9/11. And that's canon. Like, all the settings in the show, outside of the digital world, all the human world stuff is our world. It's not like an alt world or anything like that. Like, there's a lot of layers to it, that's for sure. Survive is an emotional roller coaster. I need to finish it. Dude, might be time to end stream and go eat, drink some water, maybe nap. Nap is immediately what's going to be happening right after this. I really hope you're okay. Testing bar, getting kinky. If you need a fun mobile game to play the Invincible Guarding the Globe game. You collect all the people like Omni-Man, Mark, even Angstrom, battle Beast, Alien, and fight against waves of enemy. Venom 3 confirmed to have 2 post-credit scenes. One has to do with Null, and all of that is reported. Hope to God Null shots in the trailer isn't simply the post-credit scene. That's it. That would suck, but that is something I would expect Sony to do. Sony Spunk has a history of putting the last shots of the movie in the trailer. Yeah. Ever hear any anime songs? I mean, at every beginning and end of every anime I've ever watched. Outside of that, I don't know what you mean. Love Grease 2. Doesn't get enough love in my opinion. Grease 2, underrated. Wicked, hands down. Did you watch the Omni-Man vs. Bardock death battle? I didn't the moment they started to kind of cite things I shouldn't know yet. Because they referenced a couple of abilities that have not been showcased. And I was like, okay. I stopped watching it just because I didn't want to get spoiled for anything that maybe I don't know about Viltrumites that I haven't learned yet. I wanted to watch it. I was excited to watch it, but I stopped the moment I was starting to see spoilers for Invincible. Hey man, it was a really good film, though. Think you would enjoy it. Have I seen Steven Universe? No. Is that the movie with Gwen Powell? Yes, that's what we were talking about earlier. I think you'd like Blue Eye Samurai. We've talked about that earlier as well. I do plan on checking it out before the second season comes out. What's up, Elise? Quick, hi! From someone who still has no light, Darn Milton. Stay safe, please. Take care of yourselves. These hurricanes are not letting up anytime soon, and it is getting ridiculous. And that's just an understatement, man. It's terrifying. My one comment didn't send. I said Wolf of Wall Street even has Kyle Chandler.
The new Hal Jordan as an FBI agent trying to take down Leo. Oh, okay. Yeah, that didn't... Yeah, it cut you off real hard there. I haven't played the Telltale games, a story-based player choice video game on your spare time. I've played all of the Walking Dead Telltale games, and I've played a couple of episodes of the Batman Telltale game. But that's it. Hope your Saturdays are going well. Chilling with some Gundam builds on my end. I still have like 2 sets I haven't opened or started to build. I used to have a bunch, but I lost them over the years. How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, sure. Maybe. Spells, how very witchy. Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Those are the only 2 that come to mind for me. What do you think of the Lantern show from HBO? It wasn't expected to be an HBO show. That was a surprise to learn. I mean, it was originally going to be a Max series, but that's not something they're doing anymore, which is kind of better for it, I think. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see like a kind of like a cop drama with the Lanterns. Even things react to died down. Have some time off. Yeah, and the next I'm hoping feasibly that November and December are going to be a little slower. With what? G.I. Joe. Have you seen The Amazing Digital Circus? Not yet. No. I think I'm going to watch it once I'm done with Murder Drones. After listening to the Silmarillion, I realized it goes over the Second Age so quick. Yeah, there's not a lot of it from what I'm aware of. And outside of anime shows, if you listen to the full songs on YouTube or on Spotify, oh yeah, there was a time where my phone or my CDs back in those days were just filled with full anime songs. Like I was in like the actual. Because in Japan, they're not just anime songs. They were like actual like artists that they just incorporated. It'd be like if we had like a Nickelback song as the opening of a TV show or something like that, like, or a Green Day song. Like that's the equivalent of. We think of them as just anime opening stuff, but that's not really the case. But yeah, there's a lot of those that I would listen to. If it makes you feel better, the one I'm building have lockdown ended and hadn't touched until this week. Dang. So you've been sitting on that one for a while. Anatar, you need to change your name back to Sauron. Bardock v Omni-Man Death Battle doesn't spoil anything in Invincible, you're good. I mean, there was... just don't watch the explanation after the death battle part is over. You won't get spoiled on anything. Dude, in the first couple of minutes of Omni-Man's breakdown, there was shit I didn't know yet. So I tapped out. How do you feel overall about the Umbrella Academy show? Did the finale ruin the show for you? No. I don't think the finale ruined the show at all. It does have that. I don't think it's like a series ruining ending. It makes sense in the grand context, even if it is kind of shitty of an end for these characters who have been going just through all of this stuff. And the message it does send is a little not so great. But it's just like, it's just, I don't know, it just meh. But the first 3 seasons are really good. So it's just mixed. It just ended up being mixed in the end. Of all the bands, you went with Nickelback. I don't know why that was the first one that came to mind, man. I really don't love Nickelback. I do think they get some unnecessary amount of shit. Replaying the Walking Dead game, I realized that Lily season 1 was never the bad guy. She was just given a bad hand as the leader, people hating on her for not giving everyone food, wanted to stay near the drugstore, Larry. I mean, that's the thing with all of those games is like, it's, well, not all of them. Some of it's pretty clear cut, but like, I understand where most people are coming from in most situations. So yeah, I figured that. Like, I'm kind of with you on that, even if I don't recall ever actually siding with her though. We cared about her dad, and to lose it to Kenny, and maybe you, I'd lose it too. Starving with people you just happened to be with. Uzi XN? Sure. I just love that they were the ones that came to mind. Don't know why people hate that band so much. It's the same with Imagine Dragons.
I don't know, man. But we are caught up with the chat. We've gone almost an hour over. And I'm going to do that take care of myself thing where I have some water, maybe eat something, and take a nap. Because I think I'm operating on like 3.5 hours of sleep at the moment. I think. Sleep. The song called Dr. Tony Chopper. You should check it out at some point. I will definitely do that. I was talking to you live. Oh, I don't watch the breakdowns of death battles, just the fights. Oh yeah, in the intros, I watch all of it. I always watch everything. So like, I don't know. That's what I have fun about, is learning about the characters and the analysis and what gets them into this position and all that kind of stuff. So I always watch the breakdowns, the lead-ins and stuff. I think that's some of my favorite parts, even more than the fight sometimes. So yeah. Have a good week ahead. What's my favorite show of all time? The X-Files. The X-Files. Hands down, no competition, The X-Files. You're a good dude. Get some rest. Thank you. Get some water, food, sleep. Have a lovely week, everybody. Get some sleep. Everybody just telling me to go to fuck to bed, which makes sense. Anyway, I have these little scares. But guys, thank you all so much for spending time with me here today. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hold on. Cole, is X-Files worth a recommend? Yes. So much of modern television finds its roots in the X-Files. It is a historical must-see if you care about television or TV as a medium at all. That's all I'll say. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Guys, have a great night, great weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.